What is going on, everybody? We are back. It is time for another Thursday night show, but it's a new Thursday night. It's a new change. It's a new turn of the corner or turn of the page, if you will. So welcome as we begin Rod J. BeerVentures Live. Myself and Todd, could be the Rod and Todd show. Haven't decided. We may switch that up down the line. So welcome everybody in as we are going to enjoy some beers. I actually started a half hour earlier than usual for the 9:15 broadcast. So new time, 8:45, because we don't want to keep dragging ourselves in on Friday morning to work after we do these shows. So hopefully you guys can tune in. And if some of you guys get in later, well, now you'll know we started a little bit earlier. But Todd, how are you doing this evening? And what's happening, brother?
Man, ready for the weekend. It's been a crazy ass busy week at work. I don't think I go in at 8:30, and today was the earliest I got off, and it was about 5:40. So I'm ready for a beer. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, this getting you back to work thing, right? It's got you going a little bit more now. So
yeah, that's for sure.
No more staying at home, son.
You forget what the weekend actually means when you've been off for 2 months. You're like, it's just another day. What's the matter? Now you're like, oh, come on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's go.
Welcome back to the rat race. Yeah,
that's right.
How long? You was like what, a month and a half or something? It wasn't that long overall.
Yeah, I was off exactly 2 months.
Yeah, so it was kind of
I lost my job on May 13th and started my new job on July 13th.
Yeah. So you had a couple months there, and I think you were starting to get bored though, so you were ready to get back to work.
Honestly, I was, but now that I've been working, I'm like, I don't know, that being off thing wasn't so bad after all.
Yeah, I'm already starting to look at next days I can take off at work. So it's kind of like I work the full week. I work tomorrow, be a full week this week. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep doing these full weeks anymore after working 3 days last week or whatever.
I know that they really need to look into the 4-day work week and be off like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday or something.
Well, there was a report that came out that said for people 40 and over that the 4-day work week is actually more productive. So
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Yeah, at my job at one point there was a 4-day work week that a couple people actually had. It wasn't 10 hours Monday through Thursday, but when you consider the time you get up, the time you're in traffic, the time you're working to go, and the time you're in traffic coming back home and getting other stuff done, I mean, having a couple extra hours that day or whatever isn't a bad thing to actually have if it gives you a 3-day weekend. I would definitely be all over that for sure. So,
yeah, because I mean, on a regular work week, you're working 5 days a week. You know, if you do work a little overtime, you're getting home late anyway. So it's like, might as well kill the day altogether and have one full day off. To do whatever. I would totally do that. Like my old job years ago, we worked 4 and a half days basically. So it's 4 8s, and then on Fridays we got off at noon, so it was like a half a day. And that day on Friday, even though you worked a half a day, but getting home at noon made it feel like, I mean, it made your weekend just feel that much longer, like, because you're not usually doing a lot anyway that early, so like a half a day is not that bad. So it wasn't that bad. Even doing something like that would be fine, even if it was just like, 36 hours a week or something instead.
Yeah, I could definitely swing with that. Hey, we got Shadow. We got people in the house. We got Flo in the house. Flo Rida.
Welcome.
What is going on, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. If y'all don't know Flo Rida Hillbilly, make sure you'll check him out. He's actually down in Florida or Flo Rida. So he's actually got some stuff. I got to catch up on some of his things. I don't know if you know or not, but Flo does some different things on Friday nights too, where he does some trivia contests and all that kind of stuff. And actually, one of his contests, I had won some spices that I used all up for like some grilling and cooking and stuff. Some really good stuff, gunpowder type spice he calls it. So y'all make sure to check out. There's a lot of fishing. If you're a fishing fan, you definitely should check out Flo's channel as well. And then we also got Jimmy in the house from Cuff and Stuff.
Welcome.
What is going on, Jimmy? Good to see you, my friend, as well. He actually calls me the beer professor. I don't know about that. I'm still a student of the game. Still learning myself. But Jimmy's got the great stuff going on with his barbecue and real nice, good guy. I got to tell people when you watch his channel, you definitely get a little bit watery in the mouth. You start drooling a little bit, kind of the Homer Simpson type drool, because he makes some great stuff on his channel as well. So good to see you again, buddy. And a big shout out to Jim.
Welcome.
From Jim's Beer and Brewing from Australia. What time is it in Australia?
Wow, nice.
I mean, that's got to be like next day at some time, right? For Australia, I'm thinking.
It's got to at least be 5 hours at minimum, you would think. Probably more than that.
Well, you put 5 at, that's where Craig and them are. I mean,
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So it could be mid-afternoon tomorrow over there. He could be in the future right now talking to us.
True.
Tell me what's the lotto number tonight so I can go get a ticket real quick. So shout out to Jim's Beer and Brewing. Going to definitely look to check you out there as well. If you guys haven't checked out Jim's Beer and Brewing, let's see what he's doing from down under as well. So another channel to check out. And, of course, we got the Eclectic Beard in the house.
Welcome.
Cheers, buddy. Good to see you as well, my friend. Eclectic Beard, he is rolling. This guy, if you haven't checked out this guy's doing some good things. Just got his second channel over the 1,000 subscriber list and monetized over there. So he's rolling with the Eclectic Beard. He's also rolling with the Eclectic Beard Reactions, where he does a lot of great reactions to stuff. And he also has the Eclectic Beard Gaming. So great guy. And, of course, he's one of our Call of Duty buddies and regiment friends. And speaking of Call of Duty, for those of you that don't know, today was the launch of the alpha version for the new Cold War Black Ops version that comes out in November. So, Todd, when you get done tonight, make sure you download it overnight because you can't play it till tomorrow. And it's just this weekend. And so it's the alpha version of the release, so you can kind of check out the stuff. So that'll be some pretty good gaming.
Just another game I'll be shitty at. That's all.
Definitely looking forward to playing that one. And I'm sure you'll be all right, my friend.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go.
I mean, Erie just started playing like 2-3 weeks ago, and she's 100 times better than I ever thought I would try to be.
I think Erie's working on no sleep right now. I think she's just dreaming that game. Yeah.
Well, that's true too. That is true.
Yeah. And then we also got Beer Hound from out in the OC.
Welcome.
Good to see you again, my friend, as well. If you guys haven't checked out Beer Hound's beer reviews, check him out. He's doing some great things as well on the different beers he's testing out there. And good guy, good channel. So make sure you definitely check all these people out. Eclectic said hello to Beer Hounds and the Flow. Oh, we got Rick in the house. What is going on, Rick?
Welcome.
Rick's got the barbecue specialties. Man, these guys make you so hungry when you watch their channels, but another great guy doing barbecue. So make sure you check out Rick's barbecue specialties. If you have not checked out his channel as of yet, another good one to actually to do. And we're still going international because now we got Redbeard in the house. So we haven't seen Red in a while. So what is going on, my friend?
I was going to say
across the Canadian border. So we're out of the States and we're into Canada and we're in Australia tonight thus far. So the international growth is happening. Probably at some point up in from UK as well. So love to get out across the land. And you guys are drinking stuff out there. Let us know what you guys are drinking and any questions you have, comments on the beers and stuff like that. Make sure you fire those down there as well. Everybody's kind of saying hello to each other there, trying to know each other. Cuff and Stuff and Rick, they know each other as well. So they're salutations, Redbeard, Rick, everybody. Hope you're having a great time tonight on this Thursday night, as it is one day away from the weekend. Yeah, so there's Eclectic. Great job on your success. Now the next thing he has to do is get the gaming channel up to 1,000, which if there's a guy that can do it, it's Eclectic. He can definitely get it done for sure. So he's doing some great things over there. Crisis Remastered comes out tomorrow. Okay, so there's another game that comes out tomorrow. Came out last week. Have not heard too much about it. And that was the Avengers game. I've seen some people playing it, but I did not know who the girl was in the for the longest time. And I guess it was Captain Marvel. I've never seen a Captain Marvel movie, so
you're not missing anything.
You saw it, so you weren't a big fan of it, or you thought it was like, eh.
So when I was off, I started.
Marvel does good. Usually Marvel does good movies.
Yeah, no, it wasn't very good. So when I was off, I was started to watch the Marvel movies, and I was gonna. So I looked it up online to see if there's a way you should watch them. You know, even though they came out at different times, different years. So now there's like a way you can go back and watch them all just by the way they're introducing stuff. And Captain Marvel was like the second one that recommended to watch in the series, and it was not good. I mean, I watched it all, and I was just like, no, it wasn't good. I think the first movie that recommended to watch was Iron Man. The original Iron Man was the first one, and then Captain Marvel was 2, and then I can't remember. It goes several, and then Iron Man again a couple of times, and then it gets into. Of course, there's like 19 or 20 of those. So it kind of sets it. Yeah, the way they explain it kind of sets up like each movie kind of sets up new characters for other movies, even though they didn't come out in that sequence. But that's the way they. I'm like, well, that was kind of jumbled up when they actually did come out of theaters. But I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to watch it. I've only made it through. Now, a lot of them I've seen, but I wanted to go back and just watch it from the very beginning. So I only made it through like 3 or 4 of the movies. That was kind of towards the end of being off. So it's like, I still want to get to it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that I would be numbered because I would think Captain Marvel would have been after the Avengers when Nick Fury. They had the thing after the things when you first see about Captain Marvel related to in the movie, but I don't know. I haven't watched the only Thor movie I've actually watched was Ragnarok. I haven't watched the other ones, so I don't know. I think you can skip some, I guess, but I know what you're doing. It's almost like kind of nice to watch them in a certain way to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
But the big one I'm waiting actually, as far as which is kind of funny because I'm definitely more Marvel than DC, but next year Black Adam comes out with The Rock, and I'm kind of interested to see that. The trailer looks really good, and they actually did a really good job with Shazam, so I was impressed on that one.
I haven't seen the trailer for that.
Oh yeah, and then we also, when I talked about Rick is actually in Mexico, so we are actually in Mexico and Canada, so we got the U.S. flank there, so that's cool.
There we go.
Tecate, Mexico. Bet they got some beer there because it's Tecate. Good old Tecate, Mexico.
Yeah, baby.
Red said one of my all-time favorites. So that's Crisis. I don't think I've ever played Crisis. I don't know if I got around to that one.
I've never played that one.
I was always more like the shooting and the sports games. Couple role-playing games, but I don't know. I may check it out. And Red said he heard mixed reviews about the Avengers. Oh, we got Thrash in the house. What is going on, Thrash? Good to see you.
Welcome.
He's got the Jeremy V raid. Cheers, my friend. So Jeremy was live a little bit earlier as well. It might still be live right now because we actually moved up, but awesome to see you. And there's the man himself. So thanks, brother. Good to see you, Jeremy V. And if you guys haven't checked out Thrash Metal Home and Barbecue, make sure you check him out. Thrash does some great stuff there as far as home brewing, really some great tips, and of course barbecue on there as well. So I'm always thirsty and hungry when all these guys hang out with me. So and then Jeremy, let me just tell you about Jeremy. Jeremy's got one of the most awesome channels when it gets down to like watching someone play guitar and sing. I mean, the dude's got great talent. It's like how he's not signed by somebody, I have no idea. But y'all want to hear some great guitar playing, check out Jeremy. Or if you want to have a great time, because Jeremy has some really fun live streams, so we have a blast over there. Make sure you check out Jeremy as well.
Yeah, he jams for sure.
And we got Lone Star in the house.
Welcome.
Coming over from Jeremy's stream as well. Good to see you as well, Lone Star, my friend. And another Beer Reviews, does the great beer reviews down there in Texas. And really starting to get his stuff rolling. He's doing a nice little bit of growth here with his YouTube channel. So if y'all haven't checked out Lone Star Beer Reviews, make sure you check him out. And of course, we always have the fabulous Vanessa Kitty in the house. What is going on? Cheers, Vanessa. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday night. And Vanessa doesn't do as much on YouTube as she does on Instagram. So if y'all check out Vanessa M. Kitty, I don't think there's anything in the world that can't be built by Vanessa. I just think she can pretty much build anything. It's like I feel like if NASA said an asteroid was headed toward Earth and we need to come up with something to prevent it from happening, then we go to Vanessa's house and she would come up with an idea and then we go build it. It's just like if anything goes bad in the world, we're heading towards Vanessa's house. I was gonna say, fix.
If the apocalypse ever comes, I'm heading straight to her house.
Yeah, she's automatically the leader. Automatically the leader. Oh, we got to welcome in Chad Hunt. What is happening? Good to see you.
Welcome.
Cheers. And Chad is drinking Gourd's Going Wild, pumpkin ale from Tampa Bay Brewing Company. Got to admit, I haven't touched the pumpkin beers yet this year. I just haven't felt that urge. Todd, have you had any of the pumpkin yet this year?
I wasn't going to, but when we were playing Call of Duty last night, I caved and drank the Three Floyds one that I had.
Oh, you caved and got a little pumpkin.
I did.
So how was
I'm like you, I wasn't feeling it though.
You're like, it's too soon.
I know.
What kind of Three
Totally.
Floyds was that one?
Oh, it was damn, I knew he was gonna I was thinking it was the new one, but they've revamped kind of their labels and stuff now that they're in. Oh no, that one is in a bottle, but they redone their label, so I didn't recognize it. Damn, I can't think of the name of it now offhand. So I was looking, I put it on tab. I was like, shit, I did have that one. So I remembered it now, but it looked completely different back then. You know, all their labeling and stuff's a lot different now. I can't think what the hell the name of it. What the hell the name of it is now though? Drawing a blank. Of course, I can't look on my Untapped or I'll look it up. So I'm on my phone,
remember it.
Yeah. But I did see, mentioning that real quick, did you see they have a pumpkin nitro? Or did they have that last year?
I think they had that last year with the pumpkin. I didn't try it, though. I think they had it last year, though. Yeah, I saw pumpkin. I saw warlock. I saw the dogfish head ones out. We've got a few other ones at our store. I'm just not – I've only had one Oktoberfest beer so far this year, so I'll talk about that in a bit, too. But next weekend is Oktoberfest, so need to do like an Oktoberfest type stream or something maybe. Just
our local brewery's doing one Saturday. They're releasing their pumpkin for whatever Oktoberfest. You get like a big, I think you get a big mug. It's like $20, and I think it's God, I forgot how much, a liter maybe. I forgot how much beer it was for like $20, but you get to keep the glass too. And it was huge. Like looking at it, it was like really big. Well, and then I think each additional pour after that was like $10, which that doesn't seem bad.
Now, if you get a chance to check out your Kroger, I got the liter of Paulaner Oktoberfest and the liter mug for $9.99.
Really?
Yeah, Kroger I got, man.
I don't know.
Not on Indiana side. Check the Kentucky side because I got it in Kentucky.
Well, that's true. I'll have to see where there's a Kroger, if there's a Kroger near work. Because Indiana side, I mean, it's mostly macros and stuff. Maybe some Leinenkugel or, maybe some Sam Adams or something. But you don't really get anything. Like when you always said to get that at Kroger, I'm like, damn, we don't get none of that shit at Kroger.
Yeah, I was walking down the aisle and then I stopped and I was like, what? What is this? And it was like $9.99 for that deal. I was like, that's a hell of a deal. I mean, I was feeling like Ric Flair, like from back in the day. I was so excited to see like that kind of deal there. I was like, I got to scoop that baby up. So
I think my brother-in-law bought one of those last year, maybe early spring, maybe. Might have been a carryover from last year. Well, no, it was Shannon's brother, not my brother.
Yeah.
Shannon's brother.
Oh, okay. I was like,
so he's here.
Yeah,
I'm thinking he bought it about the same price you did, but maybe might have been a little more than that. But he's a big German beer person,
Yeah. So he's into the German beers for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he was stationed. He was stationed in Germany when he was in the service back when he was, teenager, late teens, early 20s, whatever. So he's really loves the German style stuff for sure.
Nice. But speaking of the beers, since Chad brought it up, what are we drinking? So you've cracked something open already. So what do you have actually there that you cracked open?
This is got a shit ton of floaties in it for one. but it is one I picked up last week. And I just picked up a can of it. It's from. It's kind of hard. Well, here's the label of it. It's kind of hard to tell who the brewery is, but I think the brewery, from reading it, is Fat Orange Cat, which you can't. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I've had theirs before.
Fat Orange Cat.
Yeah, on the side, turn to the side on the can. There should be the.
But it tells you. Yeah, it tells you on the side here. It's
they're like one of those seasonal type breweries.
It says brewed and canned by Great South Bay Brewery, Bayshore, New York, for Fat Orange Cat. So. And like distributed by 12%. So I guess Fat Orange Cat is the actual brewery or who it's made for, I guess. I don't know. Sweet Jane Blues is the name of the beer. And it is a milkshake style New England IPA with vanilla extract and blueberries. Comes in at 7.3 ABV. Contains lactose.
Lactose. So for you people, lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant.
You gotta watch out for that. That is not one you will be drinking. So actually, I am going to crack one open here as well. So I am actually going to be featuring one from one of our local breweries from Streetside Brewery. It is the Return of the Mac Coffee Blonde, and it comes with caramel. I'm trying to read this thing: caramel cream coffee, and vanilla. So. That's it right there. And I don't know. I've had one of these before. I don't know if I've had it on this one or one of the other shows, but a nice little tasty beer with coffee in it. Not sure if it's smart to drink coffee when it's like already nighttime. I have to go to bed in a bit. Though coffee doesn't really bother me too much. So we do get the date on the can as well. I always tell you guys, it's important to make sure you get the dates on there so you know how good it is. So this one was actually packaged July 29th. Coffee blonde with caramel coffee. Caramel, cream, coffee, and vanilla. Return of the Mac borrows the delicate flavors of our managing brewer's wife's favorite cup of caramel cream coffee. Honey malt provides a slight sweetness with fresh vanilla and creamy coconut balance out the notes of mild roasted coffee. It's a silky smooth brew you'll enjoy any time of the day. So yeah, go to drink it at night. You'll be fine. 5.5% ABV for this one.
Sounds fantastic, but I've not been a big fan of those blonde, like stouts, blonde coffee ale type things.
But you are a fan of Streetside.
I am a fan of Streetside. So I'm interested to see. I mean, I don't hate them, but they've never been what they always sound like they're going to be.
Kind of the same way as well. So, but I've had one of them already, and I can't remember if I did it one of the streams. The review I got to still upload, but. I just had to grab something for the show tonight. The other one I'm going to do for the second beer I've not had before, so that'll be something of a new experience. And I got that to do the review on at some point.
Mine didn't have a date on it either, bastards.
Tell you guys, check the date, man. Check the date.
But I would have to think either we got late distribution on it or it's pretty fresh because I got it the same day that they hit the shelf. For
that nice deep dark and yellow color to it. I don't know what kind of color you got. I always see that color, and I always think of the old man on Jurassic Park with the ball on the top of his cane. Like, I don't know how to phrase that color. It's like kind of a bronzish gold type thing or something.
I know it's not really orange. It's not yellow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is kind of.
It's kind of like a sunset. It's kind of like a sunset orange or something. So I don't know. Not everybody had the 128 box of crayons. Some had 64, some had 16, some had 8. I'm just saying, not everybody got every color all the time. So
that's right.
But it smells good. I mean, you get the spice, you get kind of a spice feel from the coffee that comes out on the nose. You get a nice aroma that's really worked up from the beer. You can definitely pick up the coffee grounds. A beer like this reminds me always of when I was like a little kid going to the grocery store with my grandparents when they used to actually grind coffee in the aisle. Yeah, and then you get that coffee aroma in there. Very nice smelling beer. Very drinkable beer too. You can actually crush that rather easily. In the mouth, definitely get the coffee taste. You get a nice feel of that cream. You get a nice feel of honey. Nice smoothness goes down the back end. Still has a nice crisp feel to it. almost a little bit lager-like on the crisp finish that it has. Nice, refreshing quality to it. Leaves some good flavor on the lips. Very solid beer.
So does it lean more towards like a stout?
No, not really towards a stout as much, but more, I would say, kind of like a Kolsch type feel with it, with the way the coffee and stuff comes in. It's got a crisp, refreshing feel, kind of like a Kolsch, and it just kind of comes through. And blonde ales are always nice for people trying to kick over from the macro to the craft brews that aren't used to it. This will be a little more to the next level because of that coffee and that flavors coming in. I could not really go right for someone, but I've had coffee Kolsch's before and very similar. Very nice. Yeah, carbonation isn't overly carbonated. Feel a little bit of it in the chest, but I'm not getting like that real instinct to burp right now. And I enjoy it. I dig it. So I'll get the review up on that one as well.
I almost feel those sometimes they mess with your mind. Like, they say you eat with your eyes first. I almost feel that it's the same way with those things, because you see like a blonde golden style beer, but then it tastes the coffee and the stoutish kind of flavors to it. To me, it always just kind of messes with me a little bit.
Yeah, you start with your eyes, then to your nose, and then to your mouth. That's the thing. So
I don't know if that plays into it for me on some of those. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't hate them, but they're not my favorite style. Let's say.
If Paul was here, Paul would be like, "It's a little thin. It's a little thin." I get that, yeah, but it's only 5.5% ABV, so not expecting much there.
And you're probably drinking it below 100 degrees, and he's got to be over 100 degrees.
Got to be boiling for Paul to drink it. So, yeah, Lone Star's a big Browns fan. I guess he's not a Browns fan. He's rooting for the Browns. I don't know why he's rooting for the Browns. He's in Texas. If that was Lep, I would say Lep's rooting for the Browns, but the Browns play Cincinnati, I think, tonight here. I know they're playing tonight. People were like, it's funny because we got the curfews that are taking place, and on the Ohio side, their curfew's at 10 o'clock. Well, Kentucky got an extra curfew to 11, right? So the bars are open extra hours, so people are coming to Kentucky instead of over in Cincinnati.
It's like watching on TV at the bar.
And the bar owners down there in Cincinnati are pissed that they have to close at 10 because they're losing business in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Kentucky an extra kick there, so,
I didn't really thought about that.
Yeah. So Cincinnati, if they lose to Cleveland, it'll be a double dose of you got your ass kicked.
Cleveland's up right now, so it's 14.
Oh, are they really? Well, that's no surprise.
No, I actually got it on, but just watching in the background. But I never thought about that. I don't even know what. I'm not sure if we have. I guess we have one in Indiana, but I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, they have different stuff. I don't know if Indiana still has a curfew, if they lifted theirs, but some states still have some stuff depending. Really depends on the numbers that are taking place. So they've seen some places jump up in Ohio. Kentucky's pretty much kind of settled a little bit. So all of that comes into play, I'm sure.
Yeah. I feel like we don't have anything in place, but I still feel like places are closing sooner than they did. But I still think like on the weekends right now, stuff is still staying open till maybe 11 or midnight. So I got to say that we don't have a curfew.
If they got through whatever restrictions and it's like 25 or 50% capacity, they're spread out enough, it probably allows them to stay open there. So
yeah.
But the restaurant margins for a lot of them are so thin, it's kind of like you need a certain percentage to actually survive as a business. So I don't know how it really helps them. Maybe they're staying open, they're not getting enough people in. But
I know a lot of our breweries locally are on the Indiana side. They are back to doing bands and stuff again on the weekends.
Yeah. And speaking of,
they are at minimum capacity. So
welcome.
Yeah. Speaking of Lep, there's Lep there. JV Ray, cheers. You guys don't know Leprechaun TV. He is the baddest cook that I know in the Blackstone, and actually was doing some smoking a couple weekends ago. That actually has some pretty good looking food there on Facebook too. So again, you guys want to know about cooking, grilling, barbecue, and all that stuff, make sure you check out Leprechaun TV as well. And another guy that has some great fun streams on his channel. And then that's when we have Vanessa say hello earlier. The wild folks are here, so that things will get a little bit crazy, but that's all right. We love the wild folks. We can get wild. That's all right. Cheers, everyone. Jeremy V's awesome panel. You're all good tonight, homies. They're always good. Jeremy's always solid. His crew's always solid, and always great to have everyone there. And we got Mary in the house. Hey, what's going on? Mary, and Butch, of course. So hopefully you and Butch are having a great Thursday night there, and good to see you as always. And what are you guys drinking? I know Mary's going to say probably Budweiser, but again, representing Canada, so we're across the border up in the Canadian area, which is always nice. I always think beer brings people together from all over, so it works out well. Yeah. Little stars that watch out for us at the Eclectic. Yeah, the Wild Bunch. That's an old school movie. You ever see that when you were a kid?
Wild Bunch?
That was like an old Western back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know if I have or not. I know of the movie, but can't say that I have seen it. I don't know if I have or not.
Yeah, that's a classic. I forgot all the people that were in it, but it was kind of like that Magnificent Seven type movie type thing. Yeah, so
it's not like I remember my dad watching it all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah, a lot of dads watched it for sure. Thanks for that as well, Thrash. Appreciate it. Smash that like button. Always appreciate it, of course. Vanessa, Jeremy V. Raid. Yes. Thanks, man. We shutting down to come over and watch Rajay. Cheers, Rajay. Cheers, Jeremy. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate you for showing up and bringing in the support. So it's always a good time having you here. And Rick says, I've been drinking an amber ale called Chronic Ale, brewed by Peace of Port Brewing in Carlsbad. It's pretty tasty. Nice. You know, if I thought of an ale called Chronic Ale, I think it has something else going on. I like the name of it. I'm curious what the logo may be. Is it like a 5-leaf thing on the logo or what? Because they might be missing an opportunity doing a Chronic Ale. I'm just saying.
I'm thinking produced by Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, maybe.
They got Snoop doing Corona commercials. He's probably on the wrong channel. The Rick's saying a little left there. Jeremy's awesome. Jeremy is awesome. And thanks again there as well, Lone Star. Showing some love. Appreciate that, my friend. Mary said hello to everybody there. Blake's in the house. What is going on?
Welcome.
Good to see you, Blake TV in the house. You guys know Blake TV. Blake TV puts it down all the time. Friday night throwdown on his channel, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Always a fun blast. And then the B&A show between him and the Eclectic Beard on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And I think the part 2 is tomorrow, but I don't know what time it is tomorrow. So if you want to let people know, feel free to share in the comments as well, Blake or Eclectic. But some great stuff, some great conversation, and some great fun as Blake drinks his magic water. So, yeah. So the Blackstoner brothers are uniting with the Blackstones. Time to make popcorn, open a dragon's milk. Yeah, that's a nice one to do. And it's funny you mentioned that, Vanessa, because I just put a couple more into the cooler. I'm going to actually be doing a review probably over the next week or two of the Dragon's Milk Solera that I picked up. So I think that was the latest one they had for their variety, and I'll be sharing that one, let you know what I think about that as well. If you haven't seen it yet up there, get it while it's available. They do, I think, 4 different releases each year. So this is the one I think they have for, what is it, I guess, end of summer, fall, whatever, before it goes over in October or something. Yeah. No way, Vanessa. You rock, definitely. Tecate. Crisis has so much shooting. Maybe I need to pick it up then, Red. I didn't know it was like a shooting game. So many damn games out there,
I know.
And they're not cheap, so you want to make sure you get the ones you actually enjoy.
Unless you get the freebies.
Well, yeah, unless you get some of those, yeah.
I never did get that soccer game for $4. I forgot.
I didn't get it either. I think it is still 4 out there. Well, I didn't hear back if you want to get it. Yeah, if you want to get it, I just need. If I'm getting FIFA 20, I need someone to play it against or something. Yeah.
No, well, I would too, because I probably would never play the computer on it. So
yeah, they just dropped the MLB 21 or 20 rather. Was it 20 now for the show? Yeah, the newest one that is like $21, I think. Now,
oh, really?
In the PlayStation Store, so they dropped that.
Maybe pay that.
Yeah,
I'd get the new one next year, just because this year I downloaded all the. You can go on there and get the the updated rosters, and they update it all for you. So it's like,
Yeah,
why get the new game? But
the only reason you get the new one is they cut the servers off, and you can't.
Well,
play
yeah.
That's the only reason I'd see. I mean, right now I still play like NHL, whatever, until they cut them off or any of the other games. Shout out to Moose Gal.
Welcome.
Always great to see you as well, Mr. Cool Cat. I like that, Cool Cat.
Hey, all you cool cat and kittens.
Great. Thrash is the motherfucking man. Yes, Thrash is. Yes, he is indeed. And Thrash rocks. Hashtag Thrash rocks. Alan, yeah, he is. Everybody's agreeing. Thrash is the man. Oh, let's see here. Vanessa's doing good, right? Excellent. So hopefully, health-wise, everything has been going good since your treatments and everything like that too. So always want to make sure you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Lep with the boom. So Lep is up there again. He's rooting for Cleveland because he's out of that Cleveland area as they go against Cincinnati in the Battle of Ohio.
It's 14-10 now.
I'm like, are those the Browns are up or the Bengals?
Browns are up 14-3, and then Cincinnati just scored a minute ago.
Did Joe Burrow throw a touchdown?
He did, yep.
Oh.
I've kind of been impressed with him. I watched him a little bit last week too. He's going to be good.
Well, I did see in the news that last drive, and people can say what they want, but anytime the receivers are extending arms now, from my understanding of stuff I'm reading, they're going to call those plays. And AJ extended his arms, so that was definitely offensive pass interference. But
yeah.
Did they have the same kicker from last week? Because the kicker had he pulled something out when he missed that field goal. And I'm like, I guess, did he kick the field goal tonight for the Bengals?
I don't know. And I didn't see.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
Yeah, that was he went to the full trolley horse, he's gonna walk. I need help off the field type thing. I mean, it was almost as bad as Martin Gramatic at the time. He went crazy and broke something after he kicked the field goal. So. Clutch is a hashtag Jeremy V plays guitar better than you. Yes, Jeremy can play. I'll play a lot of people on the guitar for sure. But thank you, Lone Star. You just keep doing what you're doing, my friend, and keep rocking it out. You definitely deserve it. Weinstein Walker asking for friends, guy. We gotta get Blake some new material because Blake is still doing the old material. And Blake, I got something for you there. We're gonna get you some new stuff. Well, thank you, my friend. I mean, I just do what I can, and I appreciate you saying that as well. It's all about having the fun and the good time and sharing what we can about the beers. We're all learning. We all learn from each other as well. So the great thing about doing this is the community and the people I get to meet and the people that we have fun with, meeting Todd and all the other people. And if we don't meet in person, meeting virtually, we have some really good times and make some really good friendships over, I think. So
for sure.
It is all pretty solid. Nice.
Met a lot of good people through YouTube over the years, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So Vanessa says, making frame saws right now, Rod. I'm studying how to carve a golden spiral at the ends of the arms inside a golden rectangle. This one will be packable in a leather bag. Again, so whatever you need, Vanessa can actually get that for you, right? So she knows how to build anything. It's I'm surprised she wasn't in what was the movie with Bruce Willis and them when they were going to fight the asteroid?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. I'm surprised they didn't go to Vanessa's house to start out before he got the asteroid. She'd have been perfect.
No kidding. She needs to definitely do a channel where she's building stuff step by step, how to build a blank, whatever.
Yeah, the real tool time,
Yeah.
What's up, Gilbert?
Welcome.
Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, Gilbert. Always a great man, as always enjoying some nice beer and some nice whiskey. And Gramercy Tools sent me an email that their frame saw parts kits for hardware for turning frame saw are back in stock, so she's even getting more supplies right now. So she's just building it up. Chad says, have you heard of the beer count? Mashula is $30.99 at my local store. I have not heard about that one. Let me take a look on my phone here. Let me take a look, see what that one is all about.
I'm gonna step away real quick and grab my next beer so I can set it out for just a few.
All right. All right, so that is from J. Wakefield Brewing, 12% Imperial Stouts. This is an Imperial cereal milk stout brewed with Cocoa Krispies, Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, Count Chocula, and conditioned on vanilla bean and cocoa nib with a dose of lactose. Because you can't have all the cereals without lactose. You got to have lactose for the cereals.
So what cereals were in it?
We have Cocoa Krispies, Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, Count Chocula, and then it's conditioned on vanilla bean and cocoa nib with a dose of lactose.
Oh, wow, that sounds amazing.
It's from J. Wakefield, with J. Wakefield Brewing out of Florida. I've heard nothing but great things about those guys, so I'd be inclined to give that baby a go.
No kidding. How is it? How is it, Chad? Is it good?
12% ABV, 40 IBU. I've had two friends that have had it. The average score on Untappd between them is 4.13. Out of 938 check-ins that people have done, the average score is 4.08. So that's pretty much a topper beer there. Yeah, Chad, let us know how that one actually is. $30.99. $30.99 is like a pack of 4 of the pints for that amount then? I would think that's probably a 4-pack price, but if I'm wrong, let me know. If I find some of those high ABV brew dogs, would you like one to test? If you can find one, that's the snake. I think it's the snake eyes. Those I think are hard to find. It's like 55% ABV. I've never been able to see one. I've only seen a Utopia even one time in all times I've done beer. It was like two something. I didn't get it, and sometimes I wonder, should I have gotten it? But it's like, what is your limit that you would pay for something like that? You know, if you're getting two something like a high alcohol beer, I might just go get a nice fine whiskey or something, you know, like
right.
Then I kick myself because I do want to taste this, so I can mark it off the list, so to speak. Next time I see it, I may do something.
Just buy it and drink the whole bottle in one night, like I did.
Like you did, right? You make your stuff at home.
You haven't drank it the right way unless you drink the whole thing in one night.
It's like, Ty, you're supposed to drink a shot at a time. What?
Oops.
Who told you that?
Yeah, they're lying to you.
Gilbert's drinking on some Roastford 10, which is also pretty nice as
That's
well.
a good one.
She was hunting maple stouts, but can't find any right now. Craving the maple. The maple, with you being up there, I would think maple would be like year round with you being up there where you're at, but you might see more of that stuff come out here in some of the bigger stouts as we get into the colder months. So I would say maybe October, maybe more of that stuff will come out. Gilbert's probably got maple like all year round where he's at for sure.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, she said you find some awesome can arts, Todd. Yeah, there's definitely some nice ones that are out there. Beerhound is drinking a New Belgium Higher Plain Hazy double IPA at 8.5% ABV. I've not seen that one yet. Let's take a look at that.
Oh, I think maybe it hit our shelves here a couple weeks ago.
I just usually see the Voodoo. I see the Voodoo series all the time.
We got a new Voodoo one that came. Well, I don't know if it's new, but they got.
Oh, we know it. This is part of the Voodoo series. So 8.5% double New England IPA. Let's give me the information about it. Doesn't give me any information about it on this thing here, but just says double Imperial New England. Now this one I have 4 friends that have had it, and the average check-in was 3.88 on Untappd. For everyone else, 3.84. So they were right in the ballpark with that one. So that's still a decent score though.
Yeah.
Lactose, right? You got to be careful. You can't take lactose. Watch out for some of those beers. Be bubbling up, not in a good way. Powder Hollow Brewery from Enfield, Connecticut is opening a spot at the Yankee Candle Village up in Deerfield, Mass. That is Yankee Candle's main store. Oh wow! My wife freaking loves Yankee Candles. She's like, they started sending her catalogs on stuff now. I turn around, I was like, why is there a candle here? Like,
mine does too, Rod.
Yeah. This is like, do you smell the candle? Do you smell it? Like, no, I'm not trying to smell the candle right now. Oh, it's all good though.
Where's that chocolate. What was that beer you was just reading off? Cocoa Puffs. Where's that scented candle at?
The uppity kind of candle.
Chocolate. Yeah, where's that at?
Yeah. Chocolate in the air. Let's see. Blonde stouts and ales are a bit different. Yeah, so it's it can be an acquired taste for some, for sure. So yeah, but it's a hit and miss. I've had some I haven't been a big fan of as well. Searching for the coffee tequilas. What was it again? Cafe Negra, the one that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was so freaking good. I need to get some more of that. I need to crack this one up. I don't know if I showed this to you, if you saw this, but I got the Old Smoky Mountain salted caramel whiskey.
Oh no, I did see you did show us that before.
Yeah,
you haven't had it yet?
No. I'm thinking about trying to maybe start adding whiskey reviews to the channel. If people want to see that, let me know as well in the comments. I'm kind of debating it. I'm thinking about starting a food channel as well, like doing food tastings, but that's going to be a separate channel.
Yeah.
Mary says, "Oh, I may need that, Vanessa. If it's the coffee tequila, everybody needs that in their life. It's just that good."
It is good.
It's so good when we had that there. Oh, man.
I will say I picked that up again, and we took it one weekend. It's been several months ago now.
Yeah.
We went boating with Shannon's cousin and her husband and stayed the weekend at their little camp, and we bought it. And she thought it was way sweeter than the first time she had it, which I had, bought it not too long after we come back from Cincinnati that time and had it. I bought some. And she thought it was way sweeter and didn't care much for it as much the second time. So I don't know. I thought it was still good.
Yeah. I mean, I put it in coffee too, which is really nice. You put it in a coffee like Sunday morning brunch or whatever. Yeah, that works well.
But I know I can get it now. It's just right down the street from where I work. So
yeah. Blonde hooker is nice.
Oh, right. I was mentioning that coffee tequila. Have you had? Well, maybe we talked about this before. Have you had that Screwball whiskey?
Not yet. Yeah, I need to get it. They actually had it the other day at Kroger. I didn't get it at the liquor store. That's when I got that one instead because I saw it. But I think they had it on sale. It was like 18 or 19 or something for one of the bigger bottles.
Yeah, I think it usually runs around almost close to 30. I was thinking, but I bought it at Sam's Club last weekend for like $21, which I thought was just a really good deal. I guess I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's what it is all the time. I'm not sure.
Well, they might be running sales if people are needing extra stuff coming in. If people aren't, well, like you said, people are drinking more now too. So
well, yeah. But you like your peanut butter stouts or whatever. You would love this one. I'd like to see you pick it up just to try it and see what you think.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a shot there.
Because it's kind of one of those like that, like the coffee tequila stuff. Like it doesn't taste like whiskey at all. It's peanut butter in a bottle, basically. Yeah.
But the old Smoky peanut butter, I thought that was actually pretty decent. So I've had a few bottles of those.
So that one you just showed, I wonder if we'll be able to, if you can get that in stores, because we get a lot of the old Smoky stuff, which I'm sure everybody does.
I got that at Party Source, but I've seen it in other stores.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. I got this one at Kroger. The other one I first got was at Party Source. So they Old Smoky, they opened up a whole new line to go with their moonshine stuff. They got the whiskeys.
Okay, I thought maybe you picked it up when you all went to Tennessee or something.
No, I got that one up here actually.
Okay.
The funny thing is, when I was right down there and I was 10 miles away from the distillery, I never even went over there just because everybody was still kind of like, some things were kind of weird. I'm like, they probably don't even got any good tools and stuff and everything. So, but I was talking about that afterwards. Like, that's the most visited distillery they said in the country. So, only white stout I liked was Brewery Roasting Coffee, Gilbert said. What do you say?
No, I was going to say, it doesn't surprise me if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, you think of all the tourists they get in that area, too.
Right.
In Gatlinburg. Appreciate that, my friend. Reloading chat on Saturday nights. We're drinking it. I've been searching for it since. Yeah, it's out there for sure. It's tasty. That coffee tequila goes out. And Patron has a coffee tequila, too, so I haven't tried that one.
Oh, they do?
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got Tunis in the house. What is going on? You ever wonder how much fun watching tennis would be if the ball boys were dogs? They have to wait, though. They have to have patience. So I actually thought about you earlier today, Tunis, and your questions. And I was thinking, all the time we were kids, we were told not to take candy for strangers. But then on Halloween, we're told to do the exact opposite and go out and get candy from strangers. How that one fit you, Tunis? I thought about that earlier today.
There you go.
If Tunis shows up for that one.
There you go.
So that one, yeah. It's like, don't even drive the van. The kids would come to my house. I don't have to drive around for them.
That's right. We're gonna make a whole day out of it and sell all kinds of stuff for months just to set it up. And then we're gonna dress up so you don't recognize me. And then
exactly, this is the best holiday ever. Screw Christmas. The kids show up here.
October 31st. Who cares about December 25th? It doesn't matter.
Oh man, coffee at home. This is fun to browse. Lots of coffee to sample. I haven't been to Whole Foods in a while, but I definitely like going there for stuff too. Although they try to rake you over the coals there for the prices they charge.
Mm-hmm.
True Stevens, St. Bernard's. Only dog I've ever been bit by was a St. Bernard when I was a little kid. It's like, it's supposed to be the friendliest dog. It's supposed to bring you beer, you know.
Only dogs I've ever been bit by was a chow twice. 2 different dogs, and they both were chows.
Chows don't bring you beer, but they will bite your ass.
Yeah. No, they won't bring you beer. No.
Little purple tongued dogs at some point. Yeah. You're just the devil. It's like freaking Bobby Boucher's mom. You're the devil, Chow. What is going on, Arizona?
Welcome.
It's been a while. Cheers. Hopefully things are going good, my friend. Hopefully you're doing okay out there, and hopefully you guys are safe, because I know Arizona is dealing with some of the fires as well. So hopefully things are going well on your end. And he also said Buckeyes are back. Yes. So the Big Ten has decided to play football after looking around and seeing other people playing. We'll see what happens there. They were criticized for that earlier today as well. The only major conference not playing now is the Pac-12, because they have not come to that conclusion. So they're starting to get pressure to probably play. We'll end up seeing what happens. So I saw another story earlier today too. Like LSU had like most of their team has had corona. So I don't even know if they're gonna be ready to play in SEC ball.
Yeah, we could thank the Donald for the Big Ten starting up. Did you see that?
No, there was something he said it was because of him.
That's what he says. He said he talked to the president of the Big Ten or something like that, and it was all because of him is why they're starting to play now. So if nothing else, we've got the Big Don to thank for Big Ten football.
Oh man. Oh, Tennessee just got caught with emails telling each other how to hide the lower actual number of COVID transmission from bars and restaurants. They're scrambling right now. Hard, LOL. And glad to say, yep, Tunis was just reading that. Most of the cases came from nursing homes and construction sites, where they traced a total of 80 to bars and restaurants. Wow. I saw one thing. There was one person at one wedding, and I think it was in either New Hampshire or Connecticut. It was one in the Northeast area. And that one person accounted for like 25 people getting corona, because that person went to the wedding knowing they had the symptoms for it. They still went to the wedding. It's just like, why would you do that? Like, no sense. Yuppie beat LOL. And Pennsylvania just had the restrictions thrown out as unconstitutional, just like Illinois did a while back. Oh, they want to get reported though. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be going on for a bit here with all this stuff. For listening, be right back. Oh my goodness.
Welcome
to Erie. Like, where you been? We started at 8:45 tonight, Erie. We started earlier.
Queen of COD in the house.
She says, hey, y'all, putting kids to bed, be back later. Yeah, she was playing COD earlier when we were on.
Putting the kids to bed means shooting people all over everything.
Shooting people in Call of Duty. Yeah.
Go to bed. I'm playing. Go to bed.
Erie. Hashtag Roger. No, you rock, my friend. All you guys rock for being here and having a good time and kicking it with us as we kick back and enjoy. And sooner or later, I'm going to crack this other beer open. I'm feeling pretty good tonight. May have a third. Who knows? Or crack open some of this whiskey. Browns will have a higher draft pick than the Bengals unless they trade OBJ. Yeah, I heard about OBJ on the trip. I don't know. People were ready to crown him as like the best receiver a few years back. And yeah, he had a couple spectacular catches here and there, but he's never really stood out to me to like be a top receiver. That's just my opinion on it. Only mail, Rajay. Thanks, brother. I need a 20-pound box of 100s. Can you get me that, Vanessa? Hey, you know what? Vanessa probably couldn't get that for you. As long as you Americans stay south of the border, I'm good with the lives. Well, there you go, right? And what was the other story I was reading this week? So there was one person that went to Germany, and they went and were infected, and they ended up getting like 10 or 11 people infected over there. Like they basically took the American, they just sent her back to the embassy or something they had to do with her, and they're looking at finding her for coming over there, knowing she was sick and everything. But you let one American in, you're taking your chances.
That's on you.
It was like somebody come to your house back in the day, say, you stay right there. Don't come in. You stay right there. I'll be right back. You close the door in their face.
Hang tight. I'll be right back.
Yes, Gilbert, we can't come stay with you. No super spreaders allowed. So it's a diabetes stout. It could have been, that stout with all that cereal could have been a diabetes stout.
Diabetes.
Wilford could have been on the can label.
It should have totally.
Vanessa is making popcorn, Rolly Popper, olive oil, and Padunk local grown popcorn and fresh butter from farm. Nice. Going local with it. Do they still make Jiffy Pop, I wonder? I remember as a kid, people you doing Jiffy Pop.
They do.
You remember that, like on the stove?
Yeah.
Were you a Jiffy Pop fan?
Not really. No. Oh, yeah, well, I had it some before, but no, not really. Always.
Yeah.
Of course, that was even before microwave popcorn, but I guess I used to, Dad just putting it in the pan and cooking it and then throwing a whole stick of butter in the pan and melting it and then just drenching the whole thing.
Oh, that was old school then. I never seen it cooked that like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that would ruin you to go to Jiffy Pop or something like that because when you have it done that way, yeah.
And still to this day, that's the way my brother will make it. He won't do microwave popcorn. He'll still get the old kernels and put it in the pan and cook it that way.
There is something about you actually taking time to do it yourself rather than the package type thing. So can't fault them on that.
But I do know they had the Jiffy Pop, and the only reason why I do know that is because Shannon's aunt and cousin came over with her boys and stayed the weekend. That's probably been a month or 6 weeks ago now, I guess. And she brought some over. She's like notorious. She'll bring, like, you're only staying the night. Why you bring, you're only here for Saturday night, Sunday. She'll bring like a case of beer and like two 12 packs of Cokes and a bunch of chips and all kinds of like, dang. And she brought like 3 of those Jiffy Pop things with her.
Yeah. But she doesn't know. She thinks it could be like, Gilligan's Island. It might be stranded. I mean,
well, I guess I'm prepared.
She was at Thurston Howell Packer.
Yeah. Mixed drink stuff. Like, yeah, she likes to get her drink on for sure. She's fun to hang around with, but she always comes prepared, that's for sure.
Let's see. And comment. Oh, Eclectic said, no super spreader here. I don't live in New York. Yeah, New York's got some issues taking place. Thanks, Vanessa. Hashtag RodJRods. Appreciate you guys. Hashtag super spreader. So we're now into the hashtagging. Hey, what is going on, GSHL TV?
Welcome.
It's been a long time, my friend. Hopefully things are going well up there in the great north in Canada. And you're a legend as well. And if you guys don't know GSHL TV, they run like the overnight streams a lot of times. They're going late into the night. Check him out. Check out the crew. They have some fun times on there. They throw back some good ones, and they have a little bit of other stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a nice party.
They just showed the Snoop Dogg Corona video or commercial. And he's sitting there on the beach, and he's got a lime stuck in the top of the bottle. Like, he can't even drink the beer. He's got the lime stuck. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you have a commercial where you've got a lime sticking on it? Like, it almost makes you think you got to drink this with a lime.
Well, people walk with the lime out, but then you got to put the lime in when you drink it.
Yeah. But he has it through the whole thing. He never even takes a sip, and it's just sticking like right in the mouth of it.
Drinking no Corona. He's just there for the money.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, hey, they got a drink on camera. Like, no, he's like, cool.
Yeah. All right. Sign me up.
He's like, I can't fuck with Corona.
Just roll me one and sit me with the bottle, and I'm good.
Yeah. Gilbert's, I call everyone super spreader. They're super spreader these days. Yeah, stay back. Tuna said, I actually have some plans for my woodworking and CNC machine somewhere. I wrote everything down as I built it. Well, Blake cheers as well. No idea what the 30.99 beer tastes like, but it was sold as a one beer, probably a pint, 6 ounce. Oh, wow. So just for the one. Interesting. Okay.
Ooh, jeez. You had to think twice about that one.
Yeah, that's more than Bourbon County. And
Yeah.
even their variants. I mean, the highest variant I've seen was like usually 20, 21 or something. Even some of the like Evil Twin stuff don't get up that high. I'd have to really think about that. I mean, yeah. I saw the salted caramel Smoky Mountain Rod. I will pick it up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's if it's just like the peanut butter one, I should be pleased for sure. Damn, $39.99 is expensive to justify for one beer unless it comes in a growler, and even that's a bit pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we get some of our growlers from some of the craft breweries, depending on who you're looking at. They can easily be kind of up near 30, but you're getting 64 ounces as well, depending on the quality of it. You know, sometimes people think it's always about the ABV, and you get some beers that are going to be higher priced, like the fruitier type things, like Urban Artifact stuff they do, or slushy, because the cost. It takes so much fruit to make those beers. So
right.
It's got to be something definitely good, though, to give a try. $39.99 for one beer. It better come with a growler, no cat reflex. Oh, that's awesome. So far, the best pumpkin beer I've had this year was a Chocolate Pumpkin Porter by Evil Genius. That's another good brewery that I've heard about as well. Chocolate Pumpkin Porter, how you try? My favorite currently still probably pumpkin beer is actually Warlock, which is a pumpkin stout. So from Southern Tier, that's probably my favorite one still. Pumpkin's close behind it, but I used to like Pumpkin until I had Warlock. The one from Dogfish that I mentioned, I think is Pumpkin Ale, is pretty good. The one from Avery, that one is good, but they will slam you. The ones that say pump and it's like KY.
Pump, yeah.
Yeah, they're like 16 point. Well, I think last year was like 16.9 or 17 point something
Something
ABV.
like that.
Yeah, they'll sneak up on you. So they're definitely sippers for sure.
But yeah, that one is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. Like I said, right, in the dark, in mass, without parents too. I mean, if you're like one of those people that are, whatever you want to call them, that with the children type pedophile, not to say pedophile, but predator or whatever you want to say, it's Halloween. You know, people letting their kids go out door. Now, nowadays, parents are walking with kids for the most part, though. But back in the day, like when we went trick-or-treating, we were just out there with other kids and stuff, right? Parents weren't like, be back by 8 or 9 or whatever it may be. But it's like, you could easy. I mean, luckily, people weren't as bad. We didn't know about the people being as bad back then as we do now, where we see a lot more of the stuff with social media and like that. But kids could have easily been scooped up. I grew up with St. Bernards. Yeah, the St. Bernard that actually bit me was my cousins, but it was more like I hadn't seen them in years, and where they lived at, a lot of kids with teas, so I think he didn't know who I was for a bit. So, and it wasn't like a huge bite. I mean, just I nicknamed. I was basically halfway in the door when it got my ankle. My child was named Ewok. That's a good name for a child.
Yeah, it is.
LMAO Steven. Perfect name for a child. Classic said. Team has had. They don't still have it, and. Rapper Troop issue Brown Town around a child, you will see why I named him Ewok. Little Star Wars there. There he was playing COD Rod. Where you think she was homie? Exactly. That's what we were saying, right? That's why she didn't know it was early, because she was too busy playing that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. The Heat beat Boston again.
Oh, they came back. Hell, Boston last I saw was up by like 17 or something like that.
Yeah, they led by 17 at one point, they said. They came back and beat them. They're up 2-0 in the series now. I was going to say that it could be the Heat and the Lakers, I was thinking.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be as easy, possibly, if the Lakers get there. Although Denver, talk about a team back against the wall. That team is playing tough.
Yeah, they won two series down 3-1, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Joke is a beast. Yeah, and then if you go back last year,
well, so is Murray for them.
Last year. Yeah, they're. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for LeBron and them, People are like, oh, none of the Clippers that are out. They thought that would be the biggest one that they had to worry about, but don't sleep on Denver either. Here he was shooting teammates and blaming it on the refresh rate. We all slip up and get teammates once in a while for sure. One perk of being Mr. Mom when the kids are in the early classes, I'll be trying out Cold War multiplayer. Yeah, so that will be up tomorrow for sure that people can check out. I'll definitely be playing after work tomorrow. And we got Diddy in the house.
Welcome.
What is going on? Hey, y'all, can't stay watching Raised by a Wolf's Peace. Well, thanks for swinging by, brother. And that's on my list to actually watch as well. It's funny, I mentioned watching Lovecraft Country. I'm hooked into that on HBO. And Swami, who you guys know was formerly Malted in Montreal. Now it's the Uncomfortable Moment, I think is the new channel name. Or Uncomfortable Silence. It's one of the two. But he was talking about, we need to do a thing where we talk about some of the shows that we're watching right now because he said Raised by Wolves is also freaking awesome. So I'm going to check that out. And I can't wait because I think Fargo is back this week, as a matter of fact, with Chris Rock and them doing it this time. So that's always an interesting show on FX.
Chris Rock is doing Fargo?
Yeah, yes.
Really?
Yeah. So have you watched the Fargo series on FX?
I've watched the first 2 seasons and a half, and then I kind of dropped off and started and kind of just forgot about it. I don't know why. I thought about going back and rewatching it from the beginning because I thought it was a good series. I liked it.
Yeah, they have a weird schedule on how they do that with FX.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that get on are movie actors and they got to plan stuff around. But Fargo was kind of like, what's the horror show on FX where he did the haunted house?
And the American Horror Story or whatever.
Yeah, American Horror. So each series is like its own little storyline. So This is a different one with Chris Rock and him coming in. So it'll be pretty cool, I think, to check out. And looking forward to it. It looks good on the trailers and the previews, so we'll see what happens.
So I think that's what happened. Is I feel like it went like a whole year and didn't have anything. So I thought maybe it was canceled, and then a whole season played, and I didn't even catch it. So I was like, I've watched I think the first 2 seasons of it. I think. So I don't know what's it on, like season 4 now or something maybe.
Something like that. Yeah. But did we talk? Well, we did talk about the end of what's it called now? Kevin Costner series.
Oh, Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone. That's going to be crazy for next season too. So
yeah, that's I'm
glad I got back in.
So
That's
good.
pretty good. Yeah,
that's probably our favorite show right now going on.
What's up, Jezzy? Back in the house.
Welcome.
Good to see you. They still do make Jiffy Pop, so she was confirming that earlier as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was never a huge Jiffy Pop person as a kid. It's just
me either.
I got around to it, or I have friends that liked it. Vanessa's Roy Popper is the best method. I've been doing this for 4 decades now. I don't know. Todd talking about how his daddy's doing it in the pan. That sounds pretty cool as well. Bringing a case of beer to a friend when you stay there at night is a respect thing. LOL. There you go. She was trying to share it with you guys, right? But when it's Bud Ice now.
I remember as a kid going. He used to take me and my brother and my cousin Pat. We'd go to the drive-in with him. Of course, I was a little bitty then, so I could maybe make it for the first movie, and then I'd be asleep in the back seat. But he would always pop a great big ass Tupperware bowl full of popcorn and take it to the movies with instead of buying it from the concession or whatever.
Yeah.
And he always go and we'd watch I don't know if you're familiar with the Billy Jack movies way back when.
Yeah, I know the Billy Jack.
He used to love those movies, and then we always go see the first movie would be like Billy Jack. That'd be the early one. I'd watch that one, and then it'd be like Phantasm or some kind of horror movie. The second one every time it seemed. Yeah. And he always liked those too, so we'd always just go watch Phantasm or some of the old horror movies.
Was he a fan of the old school Walking Tall as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Was it Buford T. Justice was the sheriff or something, I think?
That sounds right.
Yeah, it was. I used to love that as a kid watching him. You get that 2x4 and go to work on people. He was the original Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Yeah, that's right.
Didi said, eclectic beer, try Kilo October Delta Indigo. This is a military speak. We'll definitely do so. We use double up pillowcases at trick or treat. Yeah, we said the pillowcases as well. to get out there and get after it. And it's just kind of, those were times back then. I don't know, this year they're talking about how they're trying to do it, and it'll be interesting to see what they do next month when it comes around to Halloween. I think they're going to still try to do it out here, but how are they going to do everything? Ooh, you got Moody Tongue out of Chicago. Let's take a look at that one.
It's
barrel aged.
Bourbon barrel aged, 12-layer cake, Imperial Stout.
Oh, yeah.
2019 vintage, it says. So I just picked this up probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I guess it was being aged on the shelf at the liquor store. Didn't even realize that until just now. And it's 13.9% ABV. Chicago, Illinois. You are correct.
Yeah, Moody Tongue, they do some great beers that I've had from them. And they're out of Chicago. So if anybody's up around the area or you can get Moody Tongue, definitely recommend them. Some of the beers I've had with them have definitely come with a little bit of a decadence, especially like the stouts like he's about to drink there, but I have not had that one. That was a bourbon barrel aged layer cake, right?
Yeah.
12-layer cake. So 13.9% ABV.
Yep.
And so average check-in on my friends when I'm tapped with that is 4.32. Everyone else is 4.24. As far as the description on the beer, it says the inspiration behind the beer results in the kitchen of our tasting room. We proudly serve a 12-layer German chocolate cake and so desire to build a similar flavor and aromatic profile within the barrel-aged beer. This 16% Imperial Stout aged for 12 months in Kentucky Four Roses bourbon barrels showcases the reminiscent of rich chocolate cake, toasted coconut, caramel, and a graham cracker crust. The best part of this beer, just like our cake, is that while being on flavors and aromatics, the beer is lighter in body than one might expect. Welcome you to experience Moody Tongue's favorite pairing cake in the form of a beer, and then let your tongue decide. So
Four Roses, too. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You can definitely smell the barrel just from away from my face, pouring it. It was coming off the glass easy.
The stout must fade down a little bit because it says 16%, but it ends up being like 13.9 when it's done, or probably how it ferments out when they pull it. Either way, that's still pretty solid. And I think you got the 2019 edition as well.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I see 2019 with the same thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It might have been about $8 or $9 for this bottle. I can't remember. That may not even been that much. That's probably been, like I said, it's been 3-4 weeks ago when I picked it up.
If it's lower to 8 or 9, you're already ahead. I mean, that's a good value for that one.
I'm thinking it was like $8.99 or something, maybe. If I'm not mistaken.
I think when we got it here, because Debs ended up having a raffle for those.
Really?
Some of their other ones they do with Bourbon County as well. And I think it was more around 11 or 12 or something for that. So
wow.
If it's a little bit over, he may discount it, but you don't even need to discount that because it'll hold. So
it was right down the street from where I work at. I might do that. I'm thinking they had quite a few. Not say quite a few, but 7 or 8, 9 of them on the shelf still.
That's a nice little spot then to check out for you.
So I might have to go back and see if they still have any left then. If I like it, especially if I like it. It smells really good, but if it tastes just as good as it smells, then I'd go back to that one for sure.
Got to give a welcome to Savvy Sabs.
Welcome.
Hadn't seen Savvy in here before, so welcome. Great that you came by for the stream. I'll have to check you out as well. If you're doing some stuff here on YouTube, let us know what you're actually doing on your channel as well. Or if you're just here to enjoy and kick it with us, that's fine too. So definitely good to see you. Says little Didi. Chris Rock looks like he's playing a badass character. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of like he's part of like a mafia type family that they're representing or something too. So it'll be kind of interesting. But then, can Chris Rock really intimidate anyone? I mean, he is a small fella. So what they're going to do with him there. Whirly Popper is a pot with a spinning rod inside to stir popcorn. You close the lid as it pops. You crank handle to stir. Pops there. Oh, okay. I've never heard of Whirly Popper. And Bud Light is canned water. Eric Gilbert, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you on that one. I don't think
with a corn flavor.
Here, yeah. So the beer that I'm actually going to drink next here And this is one I just picked up. This is from Half Acre Beer Company, which is one of the reasons I bought this beer, because Half Acre, I've heard a lot of good things about and have not been able to get their beers usually. This is from a new spot that I got in Cincinnati now, another great spot that I can pick up beers. It's called Orin. It is a bourbon barrel-aged strong ale. And you can see that right there.
I've
So I
had
ended
some
up getting
Half Acre.
you like them?
Yeah, I've liked what I've had of them. I have not seen that one, but I do like some of the ones I've had.
So I ended up getting like a 2-pack of these, and these were a 2-pack for $8.99. He actually didn't have a mic. He's like, I don't know what I should charge him. He's like, because he had the one, it was like, I think the one can was like $5.99. I was like, well, how much is it for the 2-pack that are together? He's like, $8.99 sound right? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, it does.
You ain't charge $8.99 for the store. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I was thinking $7.99, but yeah, I'll go $8.99. That's fine.
I mean, we can negotiate like American Pickers if possible. Yeah, otherwise I'll go say that. 13.9% ABV. So the 1-pint can, Half Acre out of Chicago, Illinois. And that was actually one of the places James up there had told me to actually visit, but I didn't get a chance to when I was in there last time. We got the date on the bottom, which is always good. They got a little message here. You ever get in the barrel is what they said in their message. And this was actually 9/20 and 19. So we're just about a year out on this one there, which is actually fine.
Nice.
A strong ale, you can age it, so we're good to go. Is in a can, so there's no light concerns. I'm going to pour it into a little glass here. Get the party going on this one. All right. Ooh, a nice dark color on there. Almost like a mahogany or something type brown. Little head on there, tan head. Oh, that's boozy coming out. Black licorice. A little bit of sweetness there from the malts. Almost has a scent, and this is where you get into like a strong ale is kind of like that catch-all style. Mm-hmm. Very similar to barley wine is what's coming out in some of the notes there. Dark type fruits, kind of like the plums, raisin. You definitely feel like there's going to be a sugary impact on it, taste-wise. That shit is smooth as I don't even know what. 13.9, and it just like slid right down the throat ever so. It was like
nice.
Old cool when Will Ferrell's doing the funnel, and he's like the way it hits your lips. It's like it's just coming down.
Hit your tongue.
That's smooth. Yeah, this is. You're getting a little bit. Yeah,
you're going straight into later is what you're saying, right?
You get a little bit of that aftertaste or after effect of the flavor of kind of a. It has like that dark fruitiness, almost like a fruitcake type feel or something in there. It almost feels like a little bit of a. Oh, what's the word I'm actually looking for there? It's not really like kind of a syrupy type feel, but it's kind of got a little bit of that tinge in it. I don't like a lot of dark fruits. That's why I'm like raisin, plum. It's pretty solid. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of blows my mind on how smooth it actually is. I mean, you're not getting a lot of the carbonation. It's really smoothed out.
I think beer seems to be lingering a lot longer for being that high.
Yeah. Oh, there was a beer I'm trying to think. I think it was one of the Dogfish Head beers. This reminds me of. I can't remember which one it was. But I've had beers similar to this. It's pretty top notch. It's a very nice strong ale, and you think of something like Arrogant Bastard or whatever from Stone. That's like a strong ale, but this is definitely a different type of strong ale where it's a lot more smoother and not as kind of edgy around it. So I'm digging that one. Oh gosh,
yeah, this one's solid too.
Oh, we see.
I know it'll shock a lot of people. It wasn't quite the Rajay deal, but still pretty
This
good.
is a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
Do you guys see a difference between glassware you put your beer in? Yeah, I mean, some people wonder if it's like psychological or actually you do see a difference. I've always kind of because I study the art of it or the hobby of it, whatever you want to call it, and kind of do stuff. I've had stuff I've had people serve me like a IPA in or a double IPA in a glass, like a pint glass, rather than a snifter. Can still drink it okay. Aroma is still kind of there. I think when you put it into something like this, it's supposed to open it up more and give you a little bit more coming out. I do get the aromas coming out of that one rather easily. I think the big thing is not drinking it straight from the bottle or the can, because then you're limiting a little bit more. I almost feel like you can kind of make a lot of the glasses work. The big thing with the proper glass is how you hold it, right? So a beer like this, as it gets warm, it gets better. So that's why you went into something like this, or something where you're going to your hand will be on it. This is kind of a hybrid between a snifter and one of the chalice type things. But if you have something like this one here, you could put it maybe in something like that. But this is something usually you will put kind of like your lagers or something in as well, where you're going to drink them real quick because you don't want them getting warm. I don't know. I've done stuff about the different glasses. I think it's a matter of how you enjoy it coming out of it. Some people like to drink some of these beer like this. They would want to drink colder than what they might say, drink something like this style. You want to drink 50, 55 degrees, somewhere in there. If you're someone like Paul P.A. Brunus, he'll probably drink that 60 something or 70. He likes them warmer.
Yeah.
It's all about finding your palate and what works for you, actually. So,
and for me on the glass part, I don't get too much into that part of it. I get what you're saying, and I totally do. I'm drinking kind of like a snifter type glass now too, and you can. For me, the aroma wise, for sure, because it does funnel it more towards, I guess, the narrower opening or whatever. But I've heard so many people when they're out somewhere oh, that's the wrong glass. They're not going to drink the beer. I'm like, well, okay, I'll drink it for you then if you're not going to drink it. I don't care. It's in a glass. I don't really care. Like you said, it's not in the bottle. You're not drinking in the bottle, so it still has a chance to open up. So to me, I think some of that is a little overblown. But in saying that too, I do see the differences in some of them too. If that makes sense. I know I'm kind of talking over what I just said at the same time. It's
I've helped a few bars.
I don't think it's an end all thing.
Yeah, I've helped a few places choose the right glasses and do stuff and explain stuff. And the big thing is chilled. You don't want them chilled because it meets the aroma and the taste. So I've had bars I told that to, and they started putting the glasses out. But I've been one of our places here. I had to go in there sometimes, and they would get I think you guys saw me do stuff on their stuff before. It was at Buffalo Bob's, and they'll serve stuff in a mug. You can get a small or you get a tall, and they'll put double IPAs in talls. I'm like, that's fine for me. Put a 9% beer in a 25-ounce mug. I'll be okay for $4.99. I'll take it, right? Yeah. So some people would complain about not being the right glass. I'm like, well, don't serve them. Give it to me.
That's right. I'll take theirs.
Yeah, and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, it depends how you drink the beer and how fast you're doing it too. Because another thing is you drink mugs a lot of times, your Budweiser, your Millers, and stuff like that. Because it's getting warm, and if you have your hand on the handle versus the glass, it slows down that ability. Some places, say Duvel, they etch the D in the bottom of their glasses just so it actually helps the carbonation and gives you more of an appearance with the beer. So taste and aroma wise, may not be coming through as much as just the look and the appearance of it, because you have the streaming bubbles by the way it's etched. So different things are done with glasses. I try to go with the styles just because #proper glassware, and I feel kind of cool kind of drinking some of the stuff out of some of the ones, and I've never done a comparison. That's actually an interesting thing I should do for a video maybe. If I get a Chimay, drink a Chimay out of a pint glass, out of the chalice, out of 3 or 4 other styles, and see if there's any difference. That's a good idea, Chad. I may do something like that.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Great question. Roy Popper's made of Manoon, Indiana. You know where that is, Todd?
No, I do not.
I wonder
if that's in wonder if that's near like Martinsville, because that's where Orville Redenbacher's from. Martinsville, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Which is probably, I want to say maybe 30 to 40 miles southwest of Indianapolis, probably.
Okay.
Just kind of taking a stab at it there. I'm not sure the exact, but I'm thinking it's in that area somewhere. So I'm wondering if that might be close to there. I'm not really sure. I've not heard of that.
When it clutches it, it's something. Now it was a fantastic beer. The one I'm having, or the one Todd's having, but this one I'm having, I'll tell you, it's pretty damn fantastic. He says, "Love the dark fruit notes in the beer, stone fruit, slant, and awesome flavor profile." Definitely agree. Dee Dee's back. I don't know. That's the next one coming up, but Gilbert poured another roast for 10, but a Ben Romick 2008 cast strength 57.9%. So nice. And there's Dee Dee. Says, "I'm back. Picked up 2 more left hands, Imperial Stout Nitro at Total Wine, Rickshaw Rye IPA, and Lost Coast Watermelon Wheat Ale. Did you see the Sweetwater strain you did the other night? Did see the Sweetwater strain I did the other day. Love that Nitro." Yeah, nice. So I've had the Lost Coast Watermelon Wheat Ale before, which actually is a nice one, especially in the summer when it's hot out. That's a nice, refreshing one to actually enjoy. Haven't seen the other ones there. We don't have any Total Wines up here. The closest Total Wine to me is actually closer to Todd, which is like down in Louisville. So not that we need a Total Wine here between Party Source and Jungle Gyms and all the other beer stores we have around here.
Right.
Yeah, Total Wine, don't even need them. Don't even. It's like,
that's the closest one to you is here.
We have no Total Wines up here. No.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. We've got 2 like within 10 miles.
And the one I went to in Dallas, questionable on some of their stuff. They had a lot of stuff that was out of date. So, but that's what happens in big box stores too.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same here. It's the same here. And it was the same with the one I went to when I was in Tennessee. It might have been Knoxville. No, I don't know if it was in Knoxville then or not. But in Tennessee, we visited her aunt and uncle. We went to a Total Wine, and it was kind of the same thing. Well, I think that's just the way they all are. Yeah, I guess because they're big box stores, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into stuff like that, I mean, the cool thing about something like the Party Source, right? They're kind of big like a Total Wine, but at the same point, they're independently owned by all the employees in an employee-owned store. So they take pride in what they're doing there as well, which makes it nice. So you kind of avoid that. But let's see here. I do have some other beer news stuff, so we can get into that as well. But before I do, a new thing I'm going to actually start doing on the channel here is going to be, oops, there we go, a YouTube channel shout out. So the first one I'm actually going to look at here, if I can get my share screen up. This is going to be a look at the Craft Beer Runner. So the Craft Beer Runner is a newer YouTube channel, and this is actually Jack from out in Seattle who actually reached out to me, and we actually did a video over there. So if you saw the community tab earlier today, I kind of shared his video here where we actually had a conversation going over beers and stuff like that. But he's newer to the channel. He's starting to get involved in it. So right now he's still building stuff up. So if you get a chance, you can check out his channel here as the Craft Beer Runner. And I can put a link here in the chat as well. So for people that might want to check him out, he's got some pretty good things that he's actually doing. The running part comes in because he is a runner. So they do stuff like that. And if you know about people that run nowadays, people will run and actually have runs. They grab beer. It's like become like a great thing as far as something to help recuperate. There's been report stuff on it where, you know, you grab a beer after you run and stuff. So nice little coming together, 2 hobbies. He's done some different videos where he connects with other people here as well. He spoke here with Kevin, who does home brewing. There you got some of the running videos and stuff like that. So just want to give a shout out to him. And then the latest video is what we did earlier here on this one, where we actually had a conversation over beer, and I had a pretty good fun time. So if you get a chance, check out the Craft Beer Runner, as that is my YouTube channel shout out for tonight. Nice guy, great guy. He was talking earlier, like you ever get a chance after the whole Corona thing to get to Cincinnati, do a little beer tour around the city, and actually have a blast getting together and doing some stuff. So if I ever get to Seattle, I would definitely reach out to him because Seattle is definitely on my map of places to actually go. So there we go there. Let's see here. Didi said, go ahead.
You mean you have craft beers in Cincinnati?
Just a little bit.
Just a few.
He says they have a couple. Many North Carolina brewers. Total Wine tends to get a lot of state beers. Yeah, they do get out of state. It's just when I saw some of the stuff there. One, everything was more 4-pack or 6. Like they didn't have a lot of the individuals like we have up here where we're at. But then I was going through looking at stuff on days like. They had a lot of stuff that was outdated that I saw too. So I had to be selective. And when I got the beers down in Dallas, when I was at Total Wine. So just be careful of that if you go to make sure you check that out. Hey, Daryl, what is going on? Cheers and welcome. Daryl, new to the channel and joined the live stream. We'll definitely appreciate you being here. And I'm glad you're definitely enjoying it. And if you're enjoying something else there, let us know what you're enjoying as well. Definitely talking about all the different things that people are drinking in between the other fun stuff that we're talking about as well. So great to have you on board. So I was going to turn to like some of the beer news type stuff. So for all you guys out there that have been looking for Yuengling, and there's a lot of people that still want to try Yuengling that haven't been able to try it because it hasn't been everywhere, right? So Yuengling will now be available in more states as part of a new partnership with Molson Coors. So if you're not aware of that, Yuengling may be going out west. So for those of you in Texas, I think Texas is on the agenda, maybe California. I think Michigan is on the agenda. But because of the Molson Coors deal, their goal was to make them national now. So if you wanted to try Yuengling, you'll finally get a chance to do that. And if you don't know about Yuengling, they are the oldest brewery in the country. And yes, they are still considered craft because they meet the craft beer definition, although a lot of people like to kick them over to like the macro type side, but they still make some decent beers. In fact, I'm going to have some videos coming out with Yuengling. I'm going to be, I've never done reviews on this channel except their Golden Pilsner. So I'm going to be looking at their light, their flight, their base version, and their black and tan over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep an eye out for those coming out. Then also, if you're in the Los Angeles area, Creature Comforts, they're going to actually be making a move out there for a smaller brewery. So they are out of Atlanta. And they want to expand, but I didn't think they had to go across the country to do so, but they were able to get a spot out in LA. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a commute, but I've heard all good things about Creature Comfort. So if you're in that Southern California scene, I know that's where Beer Chugs is. Chugs isn't on here tonight that I've seen, but they're going to have some good beers. But OC, they're going to be out in that area, so you can definitely check them out as well. And I would definitely keep an eye out for those guys. Like I said, it's all been pretty good about them. Check the comments here.
Yeah, hopefully it works out for them because it doesn't seem to have worked out for other breweries that's done that in the past.
Yeah. Well, they said it was a small one. They want to increase their footprint, so we'll definitely see.
Where they seem to grow too fast.
Yeah. Well, that's what you saw with Tallgrass, how they had to pull
right. Yeah, that was one I kind of had in mind when I was thinking that. I was like, might want to reach out to those guys or some of the others and just ask them how that worked out.
Yeah, see how it went for them. Yeah. Clayton said cheers to Daryl as well. Big welcome there. And Canadian beer news. Well, is a Molson that's under Canada too there.
There you go.
That makes 3-packs with the stores, if you know what I mean. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know what you're talking about there. Those are not supposed to go into the make your own 6-pack. I'm just saying. But I appreciate you because they're like, we only have like 5 left. Well, put them in the mix, you make your own 6-pack.
Okay.
So basically, Didi's a trendsetter. Chad cracked open a Elysian darker blue pumpkin stout with chocolate cinnamon. Oh, that sounds interesting. Now I will say that's another one too. I forgot about that one. So Elysian has the Night Owl, and that's also one of my favorite pumpkin ales too. They actually did a real good job with that one. Have not had that one, but I've had I think it's a pumpkin chino. It was also pretty good from Elysian. So they do some pretty decent beers.
They didn't they come out with a random like a 12-pack of pumpkin beers or something?
Yeah, they got like a pumpkin 12-pack variety. That's what somebody mentioned last week. They had picked that up as well.
I've not seen that around here.
You get like 4 of each, I believe. I think I saw that at Party Town, but I didn't pick it up out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kind of curious because that one sounded really good that you were just reading.
Yeah. They do some pretty decent stuff. Of course, they're under the AB and Bev umbrella as well. But if they make good beers, I'm going to still check them out. I just don't check them out maybe as much as I do some of the local independents.
Right.
Num Num Juice Hazy IPA by Fall River Brew in Redding, California. 7.5% ABV. Nice. I do enjoy a juicy, hazy IPA from time to time for sure. Although I got mostly all stouts, strong ales, or whatever else I got around the house right now. Porters. I'm kind of low on the. Well, you know what it was? I got so many IPAs when Hot Butcher sent them over. I was like, IPA burn out again.
And a weird thing, though, it seems that all the breweries come out with like some of their specialty stouts and stuff in the middle of summer. So you have to pick them up, or you're not going to get them, right? Because they're going to sell out. So it's like, but then they're okay to sit on them, but it's like it's weird timing. To me, it seems like weird timing.
That's the life of a beer person, right there. I gotta get them now.
Yeah.
Like, I said, why you buy more beer? I said, why am I getting? I gotta get the more beer now. It's not available. I have to get it now. What do you not?
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, but you got beer downstairs. You got beer downstairs.
You got beer in the basement.
Not this one.
Not this one.
It's not this one. That's right.
It's like, come on, keep up here. Keep up with me.
Like, why don't you get that another time? Because it'll be gone. If I don't get it now, it'll be gone. I've got to get it now.
I got to try stouts and porter. I would definitely give it a shot. See how you like those as well. There's different styles within the style too. So if you get one that may not be fitting, it might just be that type of it as well. So play around with it and definitely see what you like there. Daryl says, any suggestions for a beginner? Well, you're already to the IPA, and so that tells me you're not just coming off like macros, because a lot of people, they're not used to getting into the IPAs like that. But for me, for my styles, I can say that I usually like to enjoy, if you have a little bit of a sweeter type out, like a lot of the Belgian ales, like if you get like some of the doubles, the triples, the quads, some of those are really good, but they tend to be a little bit more sweeter. The IPAs, I'm big into the IPAs. I'm big into this different stouts. Some of the stouts, they can get a little too sweet for you. Right now, I'm going through a phase like peanut butter beer, so I have a lot of peanut butter stouts and porters here to do some stuff on as well. But stouts, IPAs, Belgians are kind of my top ones. I love a good Kolsch. Kolsch are great for crisp and refreshing type beer. That's actually a nice style to get into because there's no wrong time to have a Kolsch for sure. What else we got out there? Golden Ale.
I would say in the stout category too, for one that you'll probably be able to pick up, would just be like just a Dragon's Milk.
Dragon's Milk is a good one to actually take a look at. That's gonna be a bigger hit. It's gonna be a bigger hitter, Daryl. That's
true. That is gonna be a big one.
So it's an imperial, but it gives you a nice feel. If you ever see like Oscar Blues 1050, that's a really good one.
That's a great one there.
When it becomes Black Friday, that's when Goose Island will release their beers in the Bourbon counties. Those are usually good to try for some of the stouts in that regard. If you like the taste of peanut butter porters like Sweet Baby Jesus that DeClaw does, is not a bad one either.
Could even do the Bell's Expedition Stout would be stout would be a great one too, I think.
Bell's is a good brewery. I saw down here, Didi said he saw the mango wheat ale for the Oberon. He tried it. I have not tried that one, but I've heard mixed reviews on it. That's why I didn't pick it up. I saw it a couple places, and it's just like, if I get a single, I'll do a review on it. But from what I've heard, the 6-pack wasn't really as worth it as much. So
get the regular one.
You had it, right? Didn't you? Or,
yeah.
Yeah, you can see Todd's expression, how much he loved it.
Yeah, so. I mean, it wasn't to call it a mango. Like, where's the mango? Like, come on.
It's almost like from what I've heard, it's almost like they relabeled it mango, but it was still Oberon.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Like, I think it's the same beer, and they just put a new label on it. So we'll put a little squeeze. What they probably did is like, the lime and lemon and the lime squeeze things that comes in, looks like a lemon and a lime. I feel like they had one of a mango and they just put a little squeeze in it. Like, okay, we'll call it Mango Oberon. Like, that didn't work.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll say too, Daryl, I said, thanks guys as well. if the sours are a big increase in style now. You see a lot of breweries doing sours. If you kind of like a sour type feel and stuff, thinking like if you like Sour Patch candies or sweet tarts, things like that and everything, some of the sour beers can really be tasty. And actually some will take me back to like having those candies as a kid too. So hopefully I don't got to go to the dentist if I have too many of those. But anyway, those are actually pretty good as well. Gilbert said, I'll pass on the pumpkin beers and go to the pumpkin pie. I do like some good pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie was interesting for me. So we all know that I never really had the fried bologna growing up. And it was only in the last year I've had my first fried bologna sandwich. Pumpkin pies I never had until, well, this is 2020. So I was working in my old job. So the first time I had pumpkin pie, I think it was like 2005 or whatever. So I had not had it. And people I work with, the old place I used to work at, we had a restaurant there. So when we got around Thanksgiving time, they would start making pumpkin pie desserts. And I was like, I've never had pumpkin pie. And people were like, just like the fried bologna, what do you mean never had pumpkin pie? I just never had pumpkin pie. So then I had pumpkin pie for the first time. And dude, I was like freaking on a rampage. Like I had to get pumpkin pie from everywhere. And then they're like, oh, you gotta go to Frisch's and get it now. Because
Frisch's,
like,
yeah.
pie you want. Yeah. So for like 3 months, it was like pumpkin pie, give it to me. So
That's funny you say that because that was the same exact way. Like I never liked pumpkin pie. Now I don't know until probably 5 or 6 years ago, the first time I had it, and I was like,
yeah,
what the hell have I been missing out on all my life? Why have I not had this before? It's like, it's so good. It's so good.
Well, the other part is the first time a couple times I had it at work, so there was no whipped cream, or not whipped cream, but like Cool Whip or whatever on it, right? So I was having it. Somebody's like, well, you need to put Cool Whip on it. I'm like, what? Like, you put the Cool Whip on it, it makes up. So then it was like, when you go to Frisch's, they put Cool Whip on it. And it was like, oh, that took it to the next level. Then, so then, then I'll be getting pumpkin pie, buying the Kroger, and I'm buying Cool Whip, and going through a rampage for like about 3 months of just eating this pumpkin pie. So.
Did you buy the actual Cool Whip in the tub, or did you get like the Ready Whip
I bought it in the tub.
Thing or whatever? Okay.
I was like, no, I can't take an imitation right now. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get my skills up. So I need to yeah, I got the and it was different flavors of Cool Whip, right? So
yeah.
When you get Cool Whip, you're like, what Cool Whip do you get? Is it just a regular Blue Label? Because you got the Cool Whip, then you got like the extra fluffy or whatever. You got this other extra whip. So I just started to experiment with all of them, just started going through them all different times, trying different Cool Whips. So yeah, but that was my excursion through pumpkin pie, just like a fried bologna. It's like one of those things I didn't have before, and I had to mark it off the list.
It's funny you say that because the same exact way.
Just think about all the different stuff that you didn't have. Like people always have shit, and it's like, never had that. I'm like, what do you mean you never had that? Like, I was talking to one of my reps and everything for my job that I work with. And I was talking about the old hot dog place down in West Virginia, and he was in West Virginia. So he's like, "Oh yeah, you grew up in New Jersey. You don't know nothing about coleslaw and hot dogs." I was like, "Now I went to WVU, so I found out about the coleslaw on the hot dogs because we didn't put coleslaw on hot dogs in New Jersey, but at West Virginia they put coleslaw on hot dogs, which adds another kick to it as well. So different places do so many different things. You just learn about it as you go.
Coleslaw on hot dog. I'm not a big coleslaw fan, so I wouldn't like that.
It's like the sweet slaw. Oh, it works. It works.
Is it good?
Well, have you ever had pepperoni roll? You didn't know what pepperoni
sure.
roll is. You don't even know. See,
I'm not sure.
If you go to Pittsburgh or like Morgantown, the pepperoni roll is pepperoni inside, like basically a bun.
Oh, okay.
Like
no.
Yeah, so it's like bread and pepper. I mean, it's pretty damn tasty at the time. Especially
so there's no like cheese or sauce or anything in it?
No, it's like
pepperoni in a roll.
Yeah, you can heat it up and it's yeah.
Oh, I get down with that because I'll just eat pepperoni. I just eat pepperoni out of the bag, just out of the refrigerator. Like I just munch on pepperonis.
Yeah,
I get down with that.
It's like you get done at the bar drinking, like, oh, it'd be good right now. What? Pepperoni rolls. Oh, let's go get some pepperoni rolls. Like people just
so they actually just sell it. Like what kind of roll? Like what kind of bun is it?
It's like a bakery roll, with pepperonis baked in the pepperonis inside the baked bread. Yeah,
it's baked inside the roll. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you're like in that northwest part of West Virginia, that Pittsburgh area, that's the region where they actually have those at.
Now, you know what? A good friend of mine, actually him and his wife now live in South Dakota. They moved there she took a job there for nursing to pay off her schooling or whatever. I think she used to work at like I want to say it was like it wasn't Whole Foods, but some kind of store like that. And she would get like at the end of the day, they'd have these homemade like bread rolls, and it'd be like pepper jack or not pepper jack, but like a jalapeno bread, and then like a pepperoni type bread, and the pepperoni was made in it, and that thing was so good. And they they were just trying to get rid of them because they couldn't sell them, so they would just give them to the employees. So she brings so many home, and you just like, here, you guys want some of this because we can't eat them all the time like that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take them. And one of them was like a pepperoni bread, so maybe it was kind of the same thing. That thing was like bomb diggity.
When you're a college student, you're like, I can eat these all the time.
Yeah.
It's got the food groups I got here are nicely represented, so I'm good to go. Gilbert's at Spencer's Monk Stout. Love that shit. I haven't seen that one. Now, that's out of Canada as well. I thought it was sacrilege when I saw it today. I didn't buy it. Some things you just don't try to improve on. Yeah, talking about the Oberon mango. But there's different versions of it. Like there's one they had as a habanero Oberon that I would love to try, but you can only get that at the brewery. So I was excited to try the mango. But then when I found out I was on it, and I had a store that actually got it in, they were going to hold it for me, but I found it somewhere else, and I was like, and all this other stuff, why take the risk, Pumpkin pie is a white person thing for sure, and there's bad or great, no in between. Well, you know what it is? Like, to Gilbert's point, so it's kind of like if you grew up in a white community, I think it's like a pumpkin pie. If it's a black community, sweet potato pie is what they have, which are basically similar. And I've had that as well. And that was later on in life. I didn't have that growing up either. So that was later on when I had that. But, I can go to town on that as well. But it's just funny when I had it and I was just like, I've never had this before.
So which would you prefer?
Either of them. I mean, I haven't had enough of the sweet potato because I only had it like a few times here and there. But it wasn't that much of a difference for me between the sweet potato and the pumpkin. I mean, I know it's two different things you're looking at being made into it, but in the end, when you slab that whipped cream on it, it's like down the hatch. It's like, why don't we have to rate the goodness? Just to say it's all good.
Right. Speaking of things like you never had growing up or forever, until last year, I bought some and made some, was butternut squash. Have you ever had butternut squash?
I have not had butternut squash.
So I cubed it and put like I think I put some like cinnamon and I don't know, maybe some salt and pepper or something on it. Just put it in the oven. And oh my God, it was so good. Neither one of us had ever had it because we was just like, no butternut squash. I don't know about that. But it was so good. Like, where have we been all this time? Why have we not had this before?
Well, I just had zucchini probably in the last 6 or 7 years when I first started eating that. So I didn't eat zucchini or yellow squash. And last week, my wife made eggplant, and not as huge, not a big fan. But I think if you have a deep fried, like some people pan fried or whatever, it's kind of different than she sauteed it and stuff. So I don't know. I wasn't as a huge fan of that, but I know some people that dig eggplant as well.
I've never had eggplant. I cannot honestly say I've never had it. Now zucchini. Yes, I love fried zucchini.
Yeah,
I'm not. And I know they call it a squash, but I'm not as big of a fan of the yellow squash as I am zucchini.
Yeah, I mean it's just green and yellow.
I know. I don't know why, but maybe it's the same thing as like a blonde stout. I don't know. It's just
might be
with my head.
I usually saute them both together, so like I'll do something like that with onion or something. But I don't know. That's kind of weird.
But fried zucchini, I'll eat that all day long. That's so good.
Well, fried green tomatoes, I'll eat those too. Those are pretty good. Let's see here. Dee said, I'm going to make a sweet potato ale this fall. I think I'll start my research this weekend. Very nice. I'd like to see how that one goes for sure. Coleslaw and chili on a hot dog is excellent. Yeah, I've had coleslaw and I've had chili. I don't know if I've done them both together on one before. Like I've had coleslaw, mustard, ketchup, onion, but I've had chili with like cheese and mustard, sometimes ketchup. But yeah, there's so many different toppings. I've done it with jalapenos as toppings before. Never did the Chicago style hot dog. Never put like a pickle or anything like that on it.
It's like they call a sport pepper.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is on a Chicago style dog.
I feel like that's just taking it overboard at that point. You put the whole.
But I'm not.
On it. Yeah.
They almost kind of remind me of like those peppercini things, whatever you get from like Papa John's.
Oh yeah.
What they used to put in those. That's they're not quite that way, but it's kind of similar, I think, to them.
Yeah.
Like a sport.
I always enjoy a good hot dog though.
But I also think it's a special kind of bun that they use on those too, like a poppy seed bun or something.
Oh, well, well, the bread can make a difference for sure. And I like a good hot dog on a steamed bread as well. That makes it nice as well. Though I don't do it ever at home, but when I'm out places and they like get that warm bun, that makes a difference.
And the only reason why I know that is because when we used to live in our other house, I used to live around the corner from John Shannon. And his next door neighbor, I think we're from Chicago. And so we did like a cookout one day. They were like, let's do some Chicago style dogs. So they looked up and down all over the place for a special type of bun for that. And I think they maybe finally found it like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a poppy seed type bun or something. It was some kind of weird bun or something that's different than, your normal hot dog or whatever. And the sport pepper. I do remember that. And that's why I knew that from those.
Now I want freaking hot dogs. What do you put the Coney? The Coney is Coney technically still? I mean, it's a hot dog in a breaded thing. I mean, I feel like it's still a hot dog, but it's kind of like it should be different in a different category because it's breaded.
A Coney dog?
No, like the Coney on a stick or whatever, like the
a corn dog.
Corn dog. I mean, corn dog. I feel like it should yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like a good corn dog?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you might not be American. Shout out to Sparkles.
Welcome.
Sparkles is in the house. Cheers. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully, you're having a great Thursday night as well. And love vinegar slaws. See, my wife's a fan of the vinegar over the sweet, so she likes the vinegar coleslaws. And I believe that's kind of the ones. And I don't know if Eclectic is still here, but I think like down in the Carolinas, they're more big on the vinegar ones than they are the sweet as well. I think of their barbecue is more the vinegary based. Best pumpkin pie flavors in that moonshine with that cinnamon stick in it. Taste it. Nice. I've had I never did the pumpkin pie one. I've done the apple, the cherry. I still got the moonshine pickles back here. I haven't finished either. But usually the apple pie is my favorite. But I made to try that pumpkin one.
From Old Smoky?
Old Smoky is what I got.
Or just in general.
Well, the ones I've always had have been Old Smoky, but we do have some other ones. I haven't tried them. Spencer's US Trap.
I will have to try to find that whiskey you got from them. Maybe if I can find it, we could do like a tasting on the show or something.
Yeah, we can definitely do that for sure. I didn't realize they were the Trappers. I thought they were Canada. My bad. I said, come on, son. But that's the brewery that's here in the States, and that's the only
that
we have in the States. We only have the one. Okay. I need
Aren't they in like the South Carolina area or something?
Oh, I was thinking
DC or something.
Maybe I was thinking maybe Northeast, like New England or something. I'll have to check. I bet Jungle Jim's gets their stuff.
Oh, maybe.
I would definitely give them a shout though. Have it and
if you can find it.
Sugar and butter, bake in the oven. What is that one for, Mary? Is that for? I'm so hungry. I can't remember what we were talking about there. Was it sweet potato pie or the pumpkin pie? No,
or maybe the squash or the butternut squash, maybe.
Butternut squash, yeah. Gilbert said butternut squash ravioli is outstanding.
Ooh. There
you go. And shout out to Unadapted. Welcome to the show. Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm just here like, going back to Will Ferrell quote from Wedding Crashers. I'm just living a dream. Last time it was Old School. Now I'm into Wedding Crashers. Damn right.
That was on the other night.
Yeah. Oh, it's an awesome movie. It's a classic.
Yeah. It's on all the time, but that was on the other night. I'll stop and watch it for a little bit.
I actually remember like people were just so shocked when they saw like coming down the steps and it was Will Ferrell. That was just like the moment right there. Yeah. Do I pair food and beer? Occasionally, when we go out to eat, I'll try to pair stuff depending on what their bar menu may be. So, like when I go to a restaurant, I'll see what they may have on tap to what I'm ordering. I try to pair stuff up. At home, when I'm eating, I don't usually drink as much beer with dinner, but sometimes I will, and I'll look to pair up something. Desserts I'll pair up at some of the places, like, something like this that I'm drinking here, I can have with like a chocolate dessert or something as well.
Mhm.
That would actually kick over and be okay. But it's fun to try to pair up stuff and see what you can actually enjoy, how the tastes complement each other. Yeah, butternut squash, yeah. Just had to try to figure it out. We talked about so much food, Mary. I was like almost like, what's going on here? I have to go to bed in a bit. I'm like, I'm going to make me something to eat. Like, I don't need to make it that late at night.
Right? Yeah, but I will anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, see, Gilbert said New England areas for Spencer. So, yeah, it isn't up there. That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I know I've never had it, and I wanted to try it. And I remember, I don't know, what's it been 4 or 5 years ago, I think, when they first opened, maybe. I wanted to get it. I've never had it. They haven't been around that long, I don't think.
No, it was just in the last little bit of time. And I remember reading about that. I shared that, I think, on Twitter and Facebook, on my Facebook page, some other spots. So, yeah. A hot dog flavored beer now exists. It's called the Hot Dog. The beer was created in partnership between the company, the Chamonix Creek Brewing, and convenience store chain Sheets. It is in India. Yeah, so we actually did that on one of the shows previously, kind of talking about the hot dog beer. And people were like, is it like hot dog water type thing? So, let's see. 30 miles out of Boston. There you go. French fries and beer, the ultimate combo. Not French fries and ketchup, though, unadapted. I still never did the French fries and the Frosty. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, because I know you guys are saying how good it actually is to do that.
That's another one of those, like, never had a fried bologna sandwich. Like,
I went to Wendy's. I went to Wendy's today for dinner, and I got the beer cheeseburger, which was interesting. And I have fries, but I didn't get a Frosty. I've never done that yet.
I will say that is one I need to revisit to see, because that's one as a kid doing. I can't say that I've done it in the last 20 years, so I don't know. Might do it now and be like, this is the worst thing ever. Why was that so good? Well, I mean, who's a 12-year-old or something that was good,
Who farted made it a beer out of it, so it must be something
people
like. So they made it to kind of be like that. It was funny when I did the review on it, because I'm like, I should have got some fries and a Frosty just side by side with it, but I didn't. And you guys told me I should. I still didn't, and I didn't. Yeah.
Totally.
So that's on me. As Joe would say, that's on me.
That's on you. That's right.
Let's see here. So Rainier, they're launching their first gin line. Its first non-beer offering since Prohibition. So Rainier's out of Washington. They do Rainier beer. Kind of interesting seeing them launch a gin line. You don't see a lot of people opening up gin as much as you do the whiskey. So I'm kind of curious to see how that'll actually pan out. I actually like gin. I've heard a lot of people that I've talked to that aren't big fans of gin. I don't know what your feeling is if you like gin. It's not something I would go to like as a top drink, but I do like the taste of it at times.
Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. I mean, not to say if somebody hands me a glass and like, here you go, it's gin, I'll drink it because that's what I do. But it's not something I would actually just go out and like, I think I'm gonna buy a bottle of gin. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't do that.
I mean, I drank Tanqueray last week because the wife had it, and it was about me finishing what she actually had there. So, but it's like I don't drink like martinis. I don't drink like gin and tonics as much. But if you're doing like a mixer with it, gin's a very easy liquor to have in a mixer for something too. So, with the different things you can do, it's pretty versatile along those lines. But just kind of interesting for the people out west that Rainier's bringing out a gin line. And then we didn't talk about this a couple weeks ago, I don't think, but Busch, they unveil a new beer for your dog, which is kind of like some type of gimmicky type marketing maybe taking place. It's like, one, it's not actual beer for your dog. It's just called beer for one. And if you have a dog, don't give your dog beer if you don't know, just because the hops can actually mess with their insides. But it's just interesting. Like, who's this really for? It's just for the person that has a dog to feel like they're palling with their dog while they're drinking a beer. The dog's having their thing. I mean, the dog doesn't care what's in the can as long as it's good. So,
Right.
I don't know where Bush is trying to go with this one.
I feel like that'd be more of a brewery type thing instead of like a big macro type outfit. You know what I mean? Like I can see like, yeah, let's go to the brewery. You know, breweries have like dog days or dog friendly breweries or whatever.
Right.
So you take your pet and be like, hey, we got a beer for a dog. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, we'll buy it so the dog can have something to drink. That would make more sense.
Right.
But to have like something that Bush would make as and promote or
I mean, you're a dog owner. Would you get that for your dogs, you think? Is
No.
that something you ever thought about? Like, hey, I'm having a beer tonight on the show. I want to give the dog some beer.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, now if we're out at the brewery and we had our dog with us, you know, may have some water and he'd be like, hey, here's a beer for a dog. I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll get it and just pour it in a bowl, whatever. Yeah, maybe.
Right.
But I'm not going to buy one off the shelf and bring it home. Like, hey, I'm drinking a beer. Here, you want it. You know what that's also called? An alcoholic. But I don't want to drink alone. Here, Rover. Here, I'm going to pour you a beer just so I'm not drinking alone.
That's true. I didn't think about that aspect of it, right? Yeah.
Like I got a case of Bush and a case of Bush for dogs. What do you mean? Well, I don't want to drink alone, so you know.
The dog's with me.
That's right. You'll never drink alone that way. Actually, that might be genius now. Think about it. Like, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should.
I wonder how many humans will actually have to taste it themselves because they'll be curious. I just feel like somebody's going to try it. I wonder what it tastes like, you know?
I would have to. But like, what is curiosity killed the cat? So you know,
if you taste the milk bone, are you going to taste the dog beer? Most likely you are.
Now I would have to say my brother has eaten like dog food just because he was curious of what it tasted like. I'm like, why would you do that?
Well, you know, considering, you know, if you go down and the DNA, all kind of stuff, it's not as far off as we probably think it is. So it's probably safe for humans as well, but it's just funny. Like,
right.
Yeah. But Mary,
could you imagine?
Night Mary, thanks for being here.
Speaking of like dogs and stuff, could you imagine like having to eat the same thing day and night over and over and over for your rest of your life? Like a dog. You think about it, like a dog, you find a food that matches.
I'm pretty sure that's why dogs beg for the scraps of whatever you're eating. I'm pretty sure they're tired of what you put in
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too.
Like, come on, man. You didn't find out.
I've been eating this shit for 7 years. Give me just a little smidgen of something else, please.
I see that steak on your plate right there. Don't let it hit the ground. Don't let it fall on the floor. I'm all over it.
But think about just think if he's a human, just like getting up, eating a bowl of, let's just say like a bowl of rice or something. But you had to have rice for the rest of your life, every single meal for the rest of your life. How terrible would that be?
You know, actually, though, when you think about it, would it be terrible if you never had anything else and you only knew that? Well,
that's true too.
Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it. That's true.
Once you get a taste of something else, like when a dog gets like a taste that you give them a sneak of something, then they're kind of like, I don't want what's in the bowl. I want what you're having because that was a lot better.
Right? What have you been doing to me all these years? Why are you holding out on me?
That's why probably people are like, don't feed the dogs from the table. It's like, no, never, no way.
That's true. That's a good point. That is probably so true because I mean, well, you wouldn't know if you didn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Like,
you know,
that's all it was. Like, yeah, that's true.
Gilbert said Ontario Craft went big into gin soda this year. Oh wow! Like gin, but has to be a strong ABV, and it's a perfect mixer. Nice. You have to cut gin with something, unless you're cleaning out a wound. That comes from the doctor. A medic. I was like, what's the thing you put on when you get like cut or whatever? Like the I can't think of it now. Like to rinse out the wound. I'm thinking of peroxide.
The shit that burns all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't have peroxide. Just put some gin on it.
Yeah. That would work. tequila,
Yeah.
probably any kind of spirit, I would imagine.
Piss off, dog. You don't need beer. Here's some scotch. Dogs don't even like dog food. Right, they don't. That's why they're at the table. Like, what do you got?
Yeah. Why are you eating that? How come you're not eating the same stuff I'm eating?
You look at some of the dog food and some of the stuff you get. They usually get like, from what I remember, I had a dog like years ago when I was like a kid, but it's like it's almost like the Lucky Charms grain type stuff with no marshmallows. It's just kind of usually a little something like that.
Yeah.
So when you're a cat, you're getting this nice soft food. They got all these fancy cat commercials. Like the cat, compared to what the dog gets, the dog probably looks at the cat. Like, probably why he hates the cat. Like, look at what the cat's eating. Look what I'm eating. I'm eating some dried out crumbs or something. And they got like freaking veal in a can for the cat, you know?
Yeah, the stuff we give our dogs is kind of like just a little round pellet looking
Yeah.
round, like a bigger than a BB, but not much bigger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the cereal. It used to be kind of the same way
Yeah.
back in the day. I can't remember what it was. Obviously, it's not as good as the cereal, but well, I don't know. Maybe it is. I've never tried it, so I don't know.
Shout out to Elbow in the house.
Welcome.
Make sure
What's up,
you
Elbow?
check out Elbow88. Elbow's got a great channel, and I need to catch up on some of his stuff. Elbow's been doing the beer reviews as well, and of course, playing the piano, tickling the iris, as they say. I've had a few gin and tonics in the past. It's a summer drink to me. Cheers, Roddy Company. Yeah, gin and tonic. I'm not a huge fan of the tonic part, but like I usually have gin and some different things.
Juice.
When I bartended, had a lot of mixers. Yeah, juice or different mixers we had, like when we used to bartend back in the 90s. But I do like gin. I don't drink martinis now. I've had martinis in the past, and I prefer gin with it. But, it's just one of those things. It's interesting. You don't see a lot of – I haven't seen a lot of the craft breweries or macro breweries even go into gin as much as the whiskey and the other stuff. So dogs love burgers. They go bonkers for burgers. Yeah, because it's meat. It's not the dried out whatever you gave them there out of the bag.
Yeah. 10-year-old dog food in the bag.
Yeah. Those big things that people have on the bottom of their carts at Kroger's when they go. Like, yeah. Oh, that's why they have so many sauces to put on rice. Sauces for dog food when they lick it with that dry shit. Yes. Yeah, you do get a lot of sauces to put on rice because if you have to eat rice for the rest of your life, you want to have some sauce for it. Let me see here. So there was another thing that came out that I was reading earlier. Stouts and IPAs dominate these 40 American craft beers, considered among the most delicious. So they had a story that was out talking about what were the most popular styles now that people were drinking and considered the most delicious, and it was stouts and IPAs. Anything you think that would be up there besides that for you as far as?
No, yeah, yes. And I say it makes sense because I would say those two styles probably dominate, and you get the most of those styles than anything else, I would say.
Yeah. Well, is that because they're dominating, or because the breweries keep putting them out, so you think they're dominating? Is it like a circle where, like, because you could have like?
I feel like it might be one and the same. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, there's like nice kolsches that are out there. There's nice other type of styles that are out there. Some of the sours and stuff, but it's like a lot of breweries are so dominant now and making a lot of the stouts and IPAs that other people don't know about them, but they don't find out about them. Like we were just saying with the rice and the dog food, like if you don't know there's other stuff out there, you don't know what you're missing out on.
Right.
So,
but I feel like everybody has a stout and everybody has an IPA, but not everybody has like a Kolsch or a brown ale or what have you, or a sour,
right,
something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think those are styles that I don't know. I think an IPA, being a brewer, well, you were used to brew too. An IPA and a stout. I wouldn't say like they're the easiest things to brew, but they're the most, I guess, common thing and ingredient-wise easiest things to brew. Like a sour, I would not have any idea where to start with a sour. So it's a little more complicated, I think.
Well, more complicated with the fruit and the balance and all that stuff. Yeah.
So I think those styles are, because when I think of a lager, like you have some craft lagers, but I still kind of think of like a macro in a sense. Even though like a craft lager is better for sure, ingredient wise, whatever. So I don't know. Like a stout. I don't know that. I mean, it totally makes sense why that would be like the two most popular styles. Just because, I mean, look at an IPA now. IPA is branched off into how many different styles in itself. An IPA.
Yeah. Well,
the hazy, the milkshake, the whatever.
Well, you got the West Coast, East Coast.
West Coast, yeah. So I mean, IPA almost in itself could be like a total like standalone beer category.
Yeah.
And stout's good too, also because there's so many variants in them.
Well, the stout getting now with the pastry stout, the regular stouts,
right,
coffee stouts, yeah.
So I think those two. So that doesn't surprise me. Like those would be the two like most popular brands because you can do so much more with those things.
Yeah.
Than like a lager or a sour or whatever. I mean, a sour is a sour. You put different fruits in it, it's a different flavor, but it's still sour.
Right.
For the most part, Unless you're like 450 North and you're just putting like juice and everything.
We'll just guess at the ABV.
Right.
Diddy says, how about drinking water for your whole life? It's a dog's life. I guess a dog made that up. I think you fart in the salad. That's what I heard. Very complex. Gin martini with Berry Brothers and red gin and a splash of Lower Blanc. Nice. Went to a beer store today. Pumpkin beers on display. I'm looking for some tasty strong stouts like a Victory SC. Victory SC is very good, but here's the thing, Elbow. Victory SC is an imperial porter, not an imperial stout.
It is.
Which is funny because all stouts are porters anyway, but it's kind of like we talked about last time. I think we were talking about well, I don't know if it was you on here or somebody else was talking on one of the other streams. We were talking about Three Floyds and the Zombie Dust. A lot of people think it's an IPA, but it's not. It's an American Pale Ale.
It's a right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think we've talked about that on here before. Yeah.
Yeah, that line is just so fine there. So
yeah, it's not an IPA; it's an APA.
Yeah. So this is another interesting thing I saw. So Squirrel Beer, Squirrel Beer, Ant Gin, and Poop Wine are served up in the Disgusted Food Museum's new exhibit. Yeah. So what you're looking at there, it's as bad as it actually sounds. So the squirrel beer is actually the beer is inside the carcass of like a dead squirrel that's been stuffed with everything. So the bottle's inside of it there. The ant gin actually has ants in the gin. The poop wine I didn't look at because really I don't need to see that.
Yeah. I'm bailing on poop alone. I don't care what you do with it after that. I'm done.
But it's kind of like, and it made me think of like, is there a point where you can just say enough is enough? Like you don't need to do certain things anymore. Just leave it alone. Just stop. Like we've jumped the shark on certain things nowadays. So,
like, is that something you would serve the people on like Naked and Afraid? I'm not sure where they're going with that.
That's a show I still have yet figured out. Like I can understand dropping two people off in the wilderness, making them survive or stuff. Why do they have to be naked? Like with shit all over? Like it's not like it's just like it makes no sense why they're naked. I can think of being afraid out there when they're hearing the sounds of animals and all that kind of stuff. But again, it's got to be just to get people to watch. When the people watch, it's not like you're going to see anything because it's all blurred anyway, right? So what are you watching it for? So just to see.
Yeah.
Somebody sitting on a log in their bare ass. I don't know why they have to be naked. I just don't understand.
I guess the premise is they drop them off as like nothing. They have nothing. Like born, way back, or just when you're born in general, you have nothing, so you're naked.
Well, I
guess that's the idea. I don't really know. That's a good question. I don't have any idea. I thought the same thing.
I think they can bring one thing. So why not a pair of underwear? I'm just saying. I don't want my boys out there in the moss. I'm just saying. I want covering, And
I've not watched enough, but are the people that are on there, are they always just single, or are they married, or some of them married?
Sometimes they're not together. They have ones they come back, I think, like couples at times, but I think
I know usually like the man and the woman are usually not married, but like individually are they married to somebody else? Yeah. Like why would you let your person go out there on an island, be naked with somebody else?
When they find food, they start hugging. I'm like, hey, get your boys away from my,
just trying to stay warm. What else you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, body heat, right? No,
That's
no
right.
body heat. Freeze your ass off.
Yeah, freeze your ass off. Yeah, freeze your ass off, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, so I haven't found Victory at Sea. I'm lost to why I can't find it. Must be my compass. Go on Untapped. If you're on there, Didi, go on Untapped and then put in Victory at Sea. And there's a spot where you could put to find the beer, and they'll search for it up to 100 miles away from you to let you know if there's any places carrying it. But that is one that comes out later in the year because of the big ABV. Usually you'll see it around here late October, beginning of November, I believe. Yeah, splitting hairs all day, son. Yeah, it's a fine line. Fine line.
You know, that's one of those breweries I'm not even sure that we still get or not. Victory at Sea.
Victory at Sea? Yeah, I got a few Victory at Seas I still need to actually drink and do some reviews on.
Well, I just about Ballast Point in general. Like, I don't think that we get Ballast Point anymore.
Oh, I know. I don't see their regular stuff as much anymore, but I'd be surprised if you don't get like their specialty stuff because the Victory at Sea is a good seller for them. I'm so over like their other stuff they kind of came out with, like
well, it's so high priced, like
the sculpting and all of that and everything.
Yeah.
You guys are owned by a macro company now. Why are your prices so? Actually, no, they're not now because now they're under Kings and Convicts out of Chicago, which are like 4 investment people.
Yeah,
just bought them for shits and giggles. So I don't even know. Maybe they screwed up their distribution or something.
I don't know because I'm now that you say that, like I don't know that I don't think I've seen any Ballast Point here lately, or not lately, but in the last 6-8 months or 10 months, maybe.
Yeah,
to a year. Yeah. I don't know.
Mr.
Which
Gilbert,
I do like the Victory at Sea though. That is a good one.
Oh, it's very good, very good. Mr. Gilbert, you are correct. In fact, when it first came out, it was called a stout porter. So when it first introduced the stout, it was a stout porter. Who comes up with these recipes? You have to insert this in the carcass of 500 years bear's rectum during hibernation. I won't be drinking that. Yeah, I don't know who came up with those with the ant gin and the squirrel beer, but yeah, it's if you want, it's on the internet there. And I was reading about this museum that has it. It's like, just stop. Just why are we going there? So another interesting thing is Cracker Barrel adds beer and mimosas to more locations. So they're expanding out at the Cracker Barrel where you can get beer and mimosas. So that's kind of interesting because I never thought about Cracker Barrel and being able to grab a drink while you're there. I mean, it's such a family type place. I'm like, who gets sauce at the Cracker Barrel? You know what? You don't want to get sauce at the Cracker Barrel because they got like a lot of shit when you walk in. Like when you walk in, they got all the stuff they try to sell you, and you got to walk past that to get to the dining room.
You'll be buying everything.
Get a little sauce, still come back and be knocking over all kinds of mason jars and shit like that.
Too, yeah.
That's a good idea. I don't know if it's a good idea there, but I mean, you can sit there and drink in front of grandma too. Like only 11:30 in the morning. Gotta drink somewhere, grandma.
That's
Gotta
right.
start
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere.
Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
So if you guys get hungry, put that on your bar hopping list at Cracker Barrel. They have beer and mimosas coming to your location as well. I thought that was pretty funny.
Interesting.
And when I think of Cracker Barrel, I mean the beer I can get. I'm not sure about the mimosas. I would think more like some like moonshine or something like I would think maybe like gin or
more country kind of thing. Like, or something.
More country type thing or something. You know.
Yeah, mimosa's not anything like country. That'd be like Manhattan or something.
Yeah, it's like
this neat city or something,
right? And then also for anybody that has Aldi's here in the States, they actually will be having their advent calendar come out in November. I know some people like to do the advent calendars to find out different things to drink on certain days. This year, they're adding in hard seltzer as well. So that'll be an interesting mix. So it won't be all just beer. Depending on your Aldi, where you're at, some can sell alcohol, some can't. Where I'm at, the Aldi next to my house, they can actually sell alcohol. So I don't know if they get that. I may pick it up this year. I didn't see it there last year, but I may have missed it when it came out in November. But I don't know. It's interesting. Like, now you have seltzer pretty much getting to that beer level. We knew it was kind of coming. We've seen the buildup. A lot of people getting on the seltzer train. I don't know if I want them sharing my beer if I get an apple calendar. I kind of want it to be just beer. I mean, but then again, It's like, fuck, it's December 11th. I got a seltzer. I don't want to drink this. And I got to wait till 12 to see what I get. So, but it's interesting that they're actually adding that into it. I will say with Aldi, you can find some good deals on some of their beers that are kind of knockoffs, basically, of other beers. I found a couple that surprised me. They actually knock off of one of the BrewDog beers right now, which BrewDog was actually supportive of, and they said, "Yeah, go ahead and do it, but we want you to just like try to donate to some group or something." I think that's behind it, so that's kind of cool. So,
which one was that one?
It's like, well, it's BrewDog. I don't think it was. I don't know if it's their Punk IPA that they got a knockoff of it at Aldi, but it's one that's off of one of their more popular beers, which is kind of like a Trader Joe's type beer type thing.
All right. Do you know what it's called at Aldi? Which one?
No, it's like Brew something, but it's not BrewDog. I think it's still like Brew something. Because they make them very similar in the look of the beer. Like you can look at it and say, okay, well that's St. Pauli Girl, or that's
right. Oh yeah, yeah.
It looks like BrewDog, but it's not BrewDog.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll have to check ours.
Wait, I don't even know how many people actually. Whenever I go to Aldi, I'd never find enough stuff compared to when I go to Kroger. Like,
no, it's kind of your mainstay type thing, but it's not in everything. You can't get everything that you want to get.
But I know people that can buy their whole stuff out of Aldi every week, and I'm like, I feel like there's not enough there to select from. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel constrained. Let's see here. Do you know who goes to Cracker Barrel? I'm too busy playing the sticky golf tee game. That's what we said. So we
sticky golf tee game. It is actually.
I brought this up like a couple weeks ago. I think we were talking about Cracker. It's like you get into Cracker Barrel. The first thing is like I wouldn't look at playing that damn game because you want to beat the damn game. So it's like they come to take your order. And you're still messing with the golf tee game the whole time. I didn't even look at the menu yet. Well, sir, you've been here 10 minutes. I'm trying to finish this right now.
I'm trying to play this game. Leave me alone. Come back. Yeah. Am I the only one though? When I play that game, I always play it with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so I play it with my offhand. So I got to eat with my. I always play with the opposite hand.
I think
I'm not touching everybody else's germs while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Because like who knows has been actually touching that thing.
I think I still go right-handed because I'm right-handed, but I never thought about it that way. Yeah. But it's like we go
every time like I sit down, like, yeah, I'm playing left-handed. Like I don't need that much skill to put the peg in the hole, I still do it left-handed.
Does anybody ever play the checkers out front when they're waiting for their table? I'm trying to hear that. I never see them playing them. They're out there though.
I actually have.
Played the checkers. I never played the checkers.
Yeah, and the rocking chair even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay to wait out front of Cracker Barrel when it's like spring or fall, but fucking winter. I know I'm going somewhere else. The line's too long.
Your food's good, but it ain't that good.
Yeah, but they do give you some tasty. Like they give you a big old slab of ham and stuff there when you get the ham. So pretty decent. Cracker Barrel is sightseeing to the Canadian tourists. Yeah. The other funny thing about Cracker Barrel too is most of them. And I think it's part of their strategy to set up near highways. So a lot of times we go to Cracker Barrel, like we're traveling. I'm like, if people go in there and travel, we can get beer now, have a couple beers, get back on the highway, and let's drive another 4 hours or however many beers. I'm not saying it could be the best thing. That's all I'm just saying.
Right.
And Aldi has the best deal on the eggs. Oh, I never knew that. I think you get their eggs at Kroger, but I did not know they had a great deal on the eggs. Which
their eggs are actually pretty cheap.
Our Kroger, we get like 18 eggs for like $1.70 or something, which isn't bad either. The gas prices now are down. I don't know if you noticed that or not, at least here. But gas prices are down to like $1.80 or $1.90 where we're at.
What?
Yeah, which is also
shit. We're still. It's like $2.39, like a minute from our house.
Yeah, when we go to Kroger, and you get the Plus card, right? So you can take up to $1. Like you can get back down when you're paying like 90 cents a gallon again. Those are the good old days right there.
When I actually just filled up, I was over at my mom's after work, and I stopped. There's a Sam's Club right by our house, so I was like, I need gas, so I stopped in. I was tickled to get it for like $2. It was $2.10 with the card, with like the cards to get just an extra 5 cents off. It's like, it's just cheaper than when I pay by my house.
Yeah.
Like this area for gas, you feel like you're living in like a LA or something. It's stupid. I don't know why Louisville area is expensive on gas for some reason.
Well, you know, one thing I looked at this week, we actually we had to run some errands. I had to get some gas a couple of days ago, and we were over in Covington, which you know is across from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That area is kind of like one of the, I don't want to say poor areas, but definitely more of the lower income type areas. Their gas was more out there, like at $2.30 or so, like you were saying, versus ours at $1.80. And it's like, why do they hit like the poor areas have the higher gas prices? It was kind of weird to see that out there, but I don't know. It was just like something I noticed there, and
you'd think it'd be the opposite. Like you're kind of in a, you know, remote area. You'd think it'd be higher because where else are you gonna go to get gas, right? So why not charge what you can? But
well, it made me think of like
sometimes it is cheaper for sure.
Yeah, it made me think of like sometime the old days in the red line type stuff. Like maybe they get charged more out there for the area they're in or something. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting when I saw that, but I put like 15. I get the rest when I get home because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. But like when you're traveling, like when we're going down to like Tennessee or something, like maybe we should get gas. Like, you know, let's wait for at least 30 miles. You get 30 miles outside of Louisville area, it drops like 50 cents. It's stupid. Like I don't even understand. Like we're not in New York, we're not in LA. Why is Louisville, Kentucky's gas that much higher than everybody else?
Yeah.
Why is gas that much different price across the country anyway? It's just gas. Like why should be the same, right? You know?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's the refineries that you have, so area that can drive the price. But when you look at where you're looking at in your area, like it shouldn't be that much of a difference. There's nothing.
Right.
Like if you were over the Ashland side of Kentucky where they have like Ashland oil and all that kind of stuff, yeah, they get lower prices having the refinery right there. But it's interesting. It's just interesting.
Now, I wouldn't say like right by our house was $2.30 something, I think, today. And then like right down the street, literally like right where I turned to the stoplight to go into work, there's a Thornton's gas station there, and it was like $2.15. I'm like, why is it 15? You know, 15 cents, that's not big, but it's like, why is it that much different anyway? You know what I mean? Like, why is it 15 cents different?
Yeah, when I saw that was like $2.30, like I knew ours was like $1.90 or something. Like that's like 40 cents. That's on that's on the regular. We have to get like for the Cherokee, we have to get like the medium, so it's even more. So, yeah. So, what is going on, D'Angelo? Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for swinging in. Yeah, we're just kind of kicking it right now. We were kind of talking some beer, drinking some beer, and hanging out. If you're drinking anything too, let us know what you're getting down on as well. Jimmy said, have I tried Allagash Cruix? I'm curious what you think. I have not tried that one. I have not seen that one.
Me either.
But I do get Allagash now at Jungle Gym, so I'll keep an eye out for it as well to see what that one is all about. So, Curio. Allagash does make some good beers, though. I would give them that. The stuff I've had for them has been impressive. Gilbert says, boom! 3 Roasters 10s and just a little hammered. Well, for that, you deserve a Ric Flair. So hopefully you are feeling good at this point.
You know, I would say those Roquefort beers, like the 8 or the 6, 8, and 10 or whatever, those are really good. I'm gonna call them like shelf beers because I can pretty much pick them up. Well, I'm sure you can too anytime you want. Those things are really good though for just kind of sitting around, you know. Oh
yeah, definitely. Unadapted said 3 Roastford 10s. God damn. Even though Gilbert's just getting started.
That's right. Yeah.
CB, welcome. What is going on? Great to see you. So $2.29 in West Virginia. So West Virginia, $2.29 a gallon, and like I said, we're like 189 or 180, somewhere around there, 189, between 180 and 190, which is kind of interesting. So, it's just I guess depending on location where you are. Like where I'm at, we don't have. We have a refinery like for Marathon or something that I think, like say Covington, Kentucky, but it's not like it's a huge oil location we're at. It's just funny how the prices are ran. Like my mom's in New Jersey and they get great deals because they have all the refineries up there. Best deal on organic milk by far. I'm thinking that's at Aldi's.
Yeah.
I got to farm store my eggs $3 a dozen for large. Yeah, see, I get 18 for $1.89 or $1.70. It changes. It depends. Now if you're talking about the grass fed or through the free range, whatever, those are a little bit more organic and stuff. So depends on the type of eggs, I guess, as well. Waiting for gas. Where are you? Saudi Arabia. No, just here in actually Cincinnati. Well, I'm actually on the Kentucky side, but in the Cincinnati side, when we were driving home from the Cincinnati area, we were seeing gas at the same price, around $1.90 or so.
But it is you we're talking about, so your deals don't always go from beer, but it goes to gas too.
If they follow me, I'm cursed. I'm cursed by the deal. The deal genie is just
damn it.
The Rona cases went up as soon as the gas dropped below $1 here. It's nothing to that. LOL. Yeah, people started traveling more when the gas dropped. Gas must be 50 cents in South Carolina. They don't have a gas tax, I guess. That's why 95 is full of cracks. Tampa Bay Rays clinched the playoff berth tonight. Awesome. Don't ask me about Tom Brady. Here go Blue Jays. No, that's awesome, Tampa Bay, that they actually clinched the berth and everything. So what's the crowd follow like that for baseball? I know when the Marlins won the World Series over on the side of Miami, they still couldn't get people in the stands, which is funny. Like, they were going to the World Series and people still weren't going. I don't know if the Tampa Bay side has more of an allegiance for people that follow them or not, but there's so many different things you can do in Florida that it's kind of like I can see where baseball wouldn't be the top of the list of stuff down there. So, but the Miami Heat, they won again tonight, against Boston. Boston might be going through a Clippers collapse. Although, can we talk about the Clippers collapse there? Because that was just one of the worst collapses I've seen in years.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Doc Rivers is still going to have a job, because it's kind of like, is he at the point where they say you can't get any further, we got to let you go? I mean, the talent the Clippers had come through the number of years, they should have been they've never been to the Western Conference Finals.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It was
just kind of shows like you can have all the talent, but it doesn't mean you're going to gel and be a good team.
Well, people are hitting Kawhi pretty hard and stuff, which he's a champion. He's an MVP. I was kind of looking forward to Kawhi against LeBron to see that matchup on TV, though. I thought that would have been a pretty cool matchup. So we'll see what happens now. But that was definitely one of the epic collapses.
Yeah. Well, he did have a tendency to disappear in some of those games, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you think about the years with Kawhi, he's almost been a better player when he's not been on the radar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people weren't expecting it from him and then put the pressure on him. Just when he stepped into different roles. And now that it is all on him, it just didn't come through, you know.
He hasn't handled it quite as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's still one of the top players in the league, no doubt. It's just, you know, you got to grow into being that leader role. I mean, it took a while before Jordan won championships as well.
Right.
Not to say that Kawhi's on Jordan's level. It's just, it does take some time when you're on that. When you're seen as the one for the team rather than a part. Like San Antonio, he had Dunk in there. Toronto, he had Lowry and more of a good supporting cast. He has a cast with Paul George, but Paul George has never been anything that people would say, okay, he's like a clinch when you need it. Like, get Paul George the ball, right? So, yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But, Gilbert was saying not as much of a Blue Jays fan, was hoping the Raptors repeat. I got one of my buddies from college. He lives outside Toronto. He was definitely hoping for the Raptors. He was bummed out by how they blew that. Foamy Head in the house.
Welcome.
What is going on? Hey, everyone, just finished a D9 Brewing Wormhole. Cheers. Well, nice to you, my friend. He's down there in Texas. And what is that one like? The D9 Brewing Wormhole. Can I pull that one up here? Going down the wormhole. Watch out now. Might end up in the Matrix. I was like, once you take the pill, you can't go back. So, just saying.
You're all in.
And that's actually been on this week as well. D9 Wormhole. D9 Brewing Company out of Cornelius, North Carolina. Ooh. Well, I've only had 36 people check this one in. I'm kind of curious, Foamy Head, what did you think of it? Because they have on here the average of the 36 check-ins was at 2.34.
Wow.
Which is really low. But some people, I realize, don't understand how you actually are supposed to taste a beer. Like, you see some people on Untappd, and it's like, well, it's a sour ale. So if you're not acclimated for a sour ale, you may think it's kind of harsh or something. But if you know how sour ales are and you enjoy them, it's totally different. One person gave it a 4.5. So I'm just kind of curious what you think of that, Foamy Head. CB said, great game tonight. Browns leading, but they'll blow it. Yeah, Browns are playing Cincinnati, and everybody's got their hopes here in Cincinnati where I'm at.
Yeah, Cincinnati just scored. It's like a 5-point game now.
So Browns are up by 5?
Yeah, with like 5 minutes to go.
What's the score at this point?
I think it was 28-23, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, you know, the Bengals had that field goal, so they probably had a couple other field goals then, I guess, to make it 23 or whatever. But it's the Bengals. It's, you know, people get all excited. I'm like, we got Joe Burrow. I was like, yeah. How many other quarterbacks have you guys drafted and ruined careers for?
I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, I've watching him tonight while we're doing the stream here, and he's actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's like Joe Cool in the pocket. At least on the drive that I saw on the news or whatever. But
from last week.
Yeah, and he put him in position to tie or win that game. Like I said, it wasn't for the push off; they had the touchdown.
Which that just shows you, like, those big schools like Ohio State and Alabama and stuff. Like, they're second, third – like, he was the third stringer at Ohio State. So he transferred to LSU and wins the Heisman. Now he's the number 1 draft pick and starts for the Bengals. He couldn't even play for his college team. Yeah.
You just don't know. Like, well, Tom Brady, biggest example.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, Brady was the same way. Like, he didn't start until, like, his senior season.
Yeah, and it was a 6th-round pick, you know.
Yeah,
so all the teams passed on him numerous times, you know. Although I think from what I've heard, the Tampa Bay game might be he probably should have stopped a year ago.
That's what I was thinking. Like, even Gronk come back, I'm like, you should have just keep eating cheeseburgers and just stayed retired.
And then Montana went the extra couple years as well. He did get the Chiefs to the championship one of those seasons, but you know, at a point, you know, Favre, he was an interception away of helping Minnesota and stuff. But
although I've said for a long time to my cousin Pat, he was a big Patriot fan, and he always hated when I say this. I was like, New England is kind of like just a systematic system. Like, you could put anybody in there and they were going to succeed. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, Brady is good, but he fit the system well. The year he got hurt, Matt Castle stepped in and was great. Matt Castle went on to Kansas City and was terrible. Like, he was awful. Like, he got all that money and was terrible. I'm like, yeah. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, Brady's old now, so you kind of have that. But it's like, I'm curious to see how he does. I know it's only been one game, but I'm like, I want to see how he does for a year under a whole different system. But he's probably got the best combination of wide receivers in the league. You know, those Evans and Godwin are probably the 2 best receivers on one single team than anybody else. So it's like he's got the weapons. We'll see what he does now.
No, I would definitely agree. The system does make a difference. And, you know, they talk about when Joe Montana came out, like Joe Montana never had the strongest arm, but the precision was off the chart. So, in the Bill Walsh system on the West Coast, when he introduced it, it was perfect.
Right. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And that's what I always told him, is like, it's definitely a system. And I'm like, when he got hurt and another quarterback come in and took his place, like, they were great. So, I mean, that in itself kind of tells you, in a sense, to me anyway, like, it's just the plan, you know, because they never really had great, like, wide receivers. They always had, like, little bitty small white dudes that were really fast, and they'd run drags. And you'd just dump it off to them, and they would run forever.
Well, of course, with the thing is, like, what Brady, like you said, he really never had really that big super talent until Gronk really came, I guess you could say.
Well, he did have Moss. He did have Randy Moss for a few years, but
that's the year they should have went undefeated. But it's funny.
Yeah.
And it was nothing again, against Brady, they went down there. It's just Eli had a save and drive again against the Patriots. You know, the helmet catch or whatever, Plaxico in the back end zone. The 2 Super Bowls they won were both like miracle catches that kept them in the game. But Montana, you know, he was fortunate. You know, you come out there, you have Jerry Rice and he comes in there a couple years after Montana. You have Roger Craig in your backfield. You had Dwight Clark, John Taylor.
Taylor, yeah.
You had the weapons as well. That made it different. You had a great offensive line. So,
their tight end. Who was their tight end then too? Was really good.
Can't
remember. Forget what the hell his name was now.
I can't remember who it is, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, they had a tough tight end. It was
like they had all the weapons offensively for sure.
I think it was Brent something. I think I can't remember. You know, so you know that's the thing. You benefit. Otherwise, you know, then you have Steve Young coming later on on the back of that, who was like the most accurate quarterback for so many years in the league. So sometimes time
he could run too.
Better. Yeah. Remember, he came over from the. He went to the USFL first, and I think it was. I want to say it was like the Stampede or something. Whatever team he was playing on, it was out west.
Yeah.
So
same thing with Jim Kelly. Didn't he start there too at first? Yeah.
So that's interesting. CB says, can't drink. Not a good idea at all, PTSD. I understand that. So I'll fill my pipe to you. But cheers to that, and you're filling your pipe as well, CB. And appreciate you there. And nice first win for the Mountaineers. I know it was only Eastern Kentucky. I know it was only EKU, but it was a good first win. And I watched that game, and I'm like, well, shit, we're supposed to win. So it's not like we gained anything, right? But then we had Iowa State lose to a team, and then we had Kansas lose to a team, then we had Kansas State lose to a team. I'm like, well, shit, we crushed our team. Yeah, it's a win. They lost all cupcakes. Like, hell, we might have a shot this year here in the Big 12. Boston and Toronto series outstanding. They beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, it was a good series between them. It's just people see like Toronto, like they had a collapse there as well, but I think it was just a good series, and Boston played good ball for sure. D9 Brewing and Connie Martini is very solid tropical IPA. Okay, so that's one that's pretty solid there as well. The Packers, Jordan Love will be the best quarterback out of the draft. Well, Aaron Rodgers is playing now though, right? So he's got to wait his turn.
Yeah.
In line. Okay, guys, catch the next one. I have to get ready for golf tomorrow. Dee Dee's got the hard life, so you guys get up and play golf.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Gotta go to bed and get up and do something fun.
Have a good one, brother. Keep on straightening the fairway, right? So remember, drive for show, but putt for dough. Foamy said it's weird. It's a sour ale brewed with coffee, lime, and spearmint. It's sweet, but I like it. I may post it on tap this weekend. I don't need another tonight. It's 14% ABV.
Oh shit!
That's a nice little nightcap. Now having a Fresh Kicks Hazy IPA from Real Ale Brewing Company. Nice. No, I didn't realize it was that high of the ABV as well. So yeah, you probably don't need another. Oh man. But yeah, so that's a nice beer to actually kick back and enjoy as well. Well, I think at this point, we'll go ahead and wind this baby down. And thanks for everybody that tuned in. It's been a great night talking with everybody. And I think going forward on Thursdays, this will be the time, unless we have something come up where we have to move it back. But 8:45, so that people can get in, can enjoy, have time to kick back, rest, and you're not dragging yourself to work in the morning. Big shout out to Todd for making the switch here as well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it tonight. And keep bringing your beer stuff, your beer stories. Let us know about other beers you want us to try or questions you may have or things you're looking at. And we can definitely discuss all of that as well. Just let us know. Gilbert says Jordan Love is learning on the bench. Gotcha. Yeah, so you got to probably take 2 or 3 years maybe before Rodgers retires. But yeah, tonight was it was a fun night. So again, this is something different than as we do right now. I'm going to go ahead and get this baby shut down, and then look forward to catching up with all of you guys next week. And outside of that, see you then. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.